and let me just say hi to some people real quick, and then we'll get going. Let's see. Hey, what's going on, Bleep? I appreciate you being here. Stains, what's going on? Huevo, I appreciate you being here. How you doing, my friend? Indra, what's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate almost the 10 likes, guys. Thank you. Right off the bat, 10 of you here. I appreciate you being here. How's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully the stream is good. Looks good. Okay, so today I'll probably repeat myself a couple of times, but obviously today is the first episode of the Gazer Cast. I have some amazing individuals here with me, which I'll introduce, and then I'll have them introduce themselves here in just a second. I want to get more people in here, just to trickle in a little bit before we actually get started. But I do hope you guys enjoy. There's going to be a couple of topics we're going to touch on. There's going to be a few topics that Froke and I have touched on already. I think it was like last week or the week before. But because we have new individuals on here, we want to get their thoughts and perspectives on these specific topics. So we're going to talk about those again, and then probably touch on some new things. Should be a good time, and I implore the chat to get in on the conversation as well. I want to see what you guys have to say, your thoughts and opinions on what we talk about as well. So it should be a good time. What's going on, Stealth? I appreciate you being here. We've been waiting. Was in Y stream. Yeah, let's go. Glizzy, what's going on? I appreciate you being here. Queen, how you doing? Solar, I appreciate you being here. Summer, welcome, welcome, welcome. Fire, how you doing? I appreciate you being here. Finis, what's going on? Appreciate you being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for the 11 likes, 20 of you here. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get it started because I don't want it to run too terribly long. I don't want to keep my my guests here for too long if they have to get going. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce them, and then I'm gonna have them introduce themselves. So on the very first episode of the Gazercast, I called it Gazercast. I didn't know if I should call it Ethercast or Gazercast. We'll talk about that more later. Maybe get a proper title down. But I have my guest today. Well, co-host is gonna be Froke. Froke is been on the channel a couple of times now, so Froke's gonna be my co-host for this episode 1 of the Gazercast, and probably for the foreseeable future on future ones. We have Wise and we have Nova Nexus. So Froke, if you want to start, you can introduce yourself. They probably know you already, and then we can go Wise and then Nova Nexus. So you guys, Froke, can go ahead and start.
Hi, what's up, guys? Hello, everyone. Yeah, I've been here with Further before. You know me, Froke and Nog. I stream over on Twitch. I got the YouTube channel as well, same name. It's amazing to finally, be here and starting this episode 1. So I'm really looking forward to it. I hope everyone likes it. And no, next, I guess will be.
What up, FPG fam? Yeah, hello, what's up? It's me, Wise. I don't know if you guys can hear me properly because, like, I just died.
Yeah, you're having a little bit of.
Yeah, it's going a little in and out now.
I'm so sorry. I'll fix it. But yeah, I stream on YouTube as a VTuber. Yay! So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this gacha cast or gazer cast, and I'm so sorry for being so scuffed.
No, you're good. All right, Nova, go ahead.
Hi, name's Nova Nexus. That's the same name I have on YouTube. I am also I play Aether Gazer. I stream Aether Gazer. I stream on Twitch also. So yeah, I hope we all have fun. The other content creators here, the chats. I hope we all can make this a successful Aether Gazer podcast because personally, I really love this game, and I actually believe that this game should be a whole lot much better than it is. And yeah, with these things like this, all of us can make this game to become one of the best games on the market. Thank you.
Said. Very, very well said, Nova, and you sound great, by the way. With that also being said, so that is everybody, and I have their channels linked in the title. So all you have to do is click on their name, sends you right over to their channel. Once again, like I always state with our content creators for Aether Gazer, because there's not that many of us, make sure to sub to their channels, follow them, support them, because that's what we need to do for each other in the community, so that way we can all grow this game to be where it needs to be and where we believe it should be. With that also being said, the reason why I wanted to do this Gazer cast or Ether cast, whatever we call it, is to bring the community together, to try and bring more eyes to the game. I want to get the community together as a united front to be able to bring light to this game, because I believe it deserves more attention, like Nova said. So and then just to be able to discuss the game as a whole and as a community, and to bring content creators together. So that is the reason why we're doing this, and I hope you guys enjoy this Gazercast episode 1. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and hop right into it, and that is with Espasmo. So Espasmo just dropped on the CN side, and I wanted to. We talked about this, Roke, I believe in the no, she wasn't out yet, right?
She wasn't out, but we did touch a little bit upon about with what we saw and what we were imagining that would be, and kind of we fell right in pretty much where we wanted, honestly.
Right. So with that being said, so now that you have gotten your hands on her, Froke, we'll start with Froke and then we'll go down the line. Now that you've gotten your hands on her, what are your thoughts about Espasmo? Just your overall high overview of her.
Definitely, the expectations I had for her, they were achieved pretty much. And I'm talking from visually and the actual how it feels to play to, well, we did touch it a little bit here, but while she's not as strong as Izanami, for example, in that regard, she's still pretty strong. And honestly speaking, Ether Gazer doesn't have that much difficult content that you need like 2 or 3 Zanamis to clear stuff. So if the actual character feels good to play, I'm really happy about it. So
right.
That's like pretty much how I feel about it. So yeah, overall 10 out of 10 for me. Definitely looking forward to play more and learn her, to play her better.
Right. What about you, Wise? Damn, Wise is having some internet. Oh yeah, Wise. It's going in and out a little bit.
He was fine.
Yeah, did you like switch your system or mic or something right before we started?
It's all good. Like, nobody wanna, share your opinions about the Busembo? To let check it out a little bit.
Yeah, Nova, you can go.
Sure.
If Nova, do you have a CN account or have you experienced Espasmo?
Okay, now I don't have a CN account. Like you saw on your stream today, I asked how to get a CN account because I thought I just switch servers and I'll get a CN account.
Oh, that's right.
You said that was going to be a very bad idea, so I don't have a CN account. But I have seen you. I've seen Folk on Folk stream, and I've seen like some few other people who just posted about what she does, and her skills, everything. So I saw someone also try translating the Chinese to English, like to get the numbers of her damage and stuff. But I will say this, like I would say I was really overly expecting a lot, considering she was an ATM modifier that, if you actually invest in a lot, can deal a lot of damage. So her hairstyle was actually good. The design, visual aesthetics, I like it. I like the white hair when she changes form and all that. That's actually very good. But for the damage, I mean, we can't really expect them to keep breaking the damage scale with every new character. So I feel it's okay. For me, if I was to maybe rate her, I would give her like a solid 9, a solid 8.59 over 10. That's good. Especially the Sakura things, those Sakura petals that come from her skills. I don't know if you noticed that the visual effects, those Sakura petals were really, I know Japanese culture, they all like that, that Sakura tree and stuff. So
It
was a fun touch to have on her skills, or at least one somebody's skills that's there. So yeah, I do enjoy her, and when she comes to global, I'm sorry, but yes, I'm going to be calling her. Yes, I will be calling her.
All right. No, I agree. So Wise just told me that his Wi-Fi died, so he's going to try and get that fixed. But yeah, I agree with you guys as well. So I've used Bazemba. I haven't unfortunately pulled her. I've used her in the trial. The unfortunate part for me is that I don't know how she compares to other modifiers that are on the CN side, like Izanami and, you know, some of those top tiers, just because I don't have her, never used her. So it's hard for me to say where her strength really lies. But I think Froke put it the best. You know, it is Ether Gazer. You don't need, you know, the top tier best modifiers per se to be able to get things done. If you enjoy the modifier, the way they operate, the, you know, if they fit your gameplay style, usually if you know, invest enough resources into them, you can clear content and get things done, and then enjoy yourself at the same time in the process. For me personally, and I believe that the investment or tier, whatever you want to call it, tier list, investment list, has her at like T1. I mean, for me, that's solid. I don't really need her to be incredibly broken or overpowered. I thought she was going to be, just because it was Espasmo and people have been waiting for her. So I thought she was going to be like incredibly strong, like Izanami levels. But even if she's not, for me, T1 is fine. She doesn't have to be broken, as long as she's fun to play. And
Yeah.
I could tell you, she is fun to play. I think I told chat this yesterday. If you see Espasmo gameplay and you like what you're seeing, just wait till you actually use her. She's that enjoyable to use, at least for me anyways, to be able to spam skills and then spam her basic attacks and then do the judgment cut and then do her ultimate and then go back into it, the install and everything. It's right up my alley. So even if she's not the strongest modifier in the game, which is okay, I enjoy using her. Now, I did want to go, that leads me to something that I wanted to talk about. I almost did a video on this, but I figured I would just leave it to talk about it with you guys. By the way, chat, thank you for the 20 likes. And you guys can jump in. It doesn't have to be in any order, but I feel as if Espasmo, it may be her kit that might be holding her back a little bit, but also I believe that when certain characters, like let's say Izanami as example, she's a top DPS. Obviously, it's because what she's bringing to the table with her kit, but also I think it's because she has a dedicated support in Mitsuha. So do you believe that, you know, having these specific dedicated supports? I mean, another modifier I could point to as an example is Jinwoo. You know, Jinwoo is great on her own, but I think if you put a dedicated support like Ling Wang, who specifically, you know, caters to her, much like Mitsuha caters to Izanami, it brings them to that T0 upper echelon, you know, top tier DPS. Do you think the same thing could be said of Espasmo if she got like a dedicated lightning or thunder support, specifically to her? You know, is that something to where we could see her then shoot up to maybe T0 because of it?
Honestly speaking, I'm kind of 50-50 on that, because it could happen, but at the same time, I'm looking at it as like, you know, I'm trying to see the bigger picture. And the thing is that with Espasmo dropping and the Fizan squad getting like the triple ultimate skill chain plus the skill chain with Tsukuyomi for those two, it feels like while Buzembo is a really strong character, it plays like both roles, being like a character who kind of brings up the rest, but she brings herself up alongside with them. So it feels like Tsukuyomi became even stronger after Buzembo dropped, honestly. So it's kind of like those are, if like they brought like a dedicated support, they have to like make it so dedicated to Buzembo that it doesn't work with Tsukuyomi, so Tsukuyomi doesn't get like stronger as well, you know, amidst all that. So it feels like every time Buzembo will get stronger, Tsukuyomi will get stronger, so they go together, kind of thing.
Right.
That's how I see it compared to. Well, I guess it's the same for Jinwoo, I suppose. You know, obviously, like they are dedicated supports of fire, thunder, and stuff. It depends. But then after that, it depends on their, if they have a skill chain with that character, of course, and if their independent kits are really that good. And honestly, Buzembo's kit is really that good, in my opinion. It's not T0, it's the next best thing, which is T1, so in the thunder element. So yeah.
Right, I can agree with that. What are your thoughts on it, Nova?
For me, I will say that what you said is actually one of the reasons why I feel she is not in T0, because if we look at another modifier like Athena, the reason why Athena is not as good as she's supposed to be, because Athena does hit like a truck, if we're being honest, is because there's no any dedicated physical support, right? There's no
Yeah.
there's no support that supports like that just meant for physical. Like Wind has Luliang that just came out. Ice have Mitsuha, right? So there's no dedicated like Thunder. Fire have Liguang, as we all know, because she
Right.
has something in her core that can boost all fire damage and just keep boosting fire damage with the shield, the fire reduction res. So she just like a support for fire modifiers, like a general boost. Plus, they also got a new sigil, that stuff that increases crit damage for fire DPSs. So it's like there are things dedicated to fire, there are things dedicated to ice, there are things dedicated to wind, right? That just makes generally all mods in that category just go another tier or another step above. So I
Right.
feel like if there was a just even not necessarily specific to Buzembo herself, but just like a general Thunder support that is just geared towards making Thunder DPS much more stronger, then we can see Buzembo go from T1 to T0. But I mean, T1 is still not bad. It's 8 against it, like you said. We can still complete pretty much all the content in the game with those T1 modifiers. So it's not like she's bad, or I don't know why. She's still good. She's still very usable, and like you said, she's had a very fun play style with the dashes, the multiple skills. I think she has like 12 skills in all. So yeah, like there's nothing really to complain. But yeah, if they do give her a Thunder support, a general Thunder support, it will make her go from T1 to T0, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, I believe, and just to touch on a few things that you guys stated in terms of Athena, I'm glad you brought that up, Nova, and physical and all that stuff. Apparently, what we'll be getting here relatively soon after Bizembo is actually going to be a support for the physical. I don't even know if you call it an element, but for the physical side. So apparently, Athena's going to be overpowered once that happens. And then secondly, I think you guys are right and kind of nailed it. Queen, thank you for linking that to me. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up. Queen linked me the 2.1 2.10 list, investment list to take a look at.
Okay. Yeah.
So
okay.
I'll go ahead and pull that up on stream and take a look at that with everybody. Now my next question, I agree with what you guys are saying. My next question, and thank you guys for almost the 30 likes. Do you think they will come out with a dedicated lightning or thunder support, and then do you think they'll do the same for the other elements that we have, light and shadow and stuff like that?
Yeah, I do believe that they will do it. Yeah, I feel that that's the direction they've been going towards too, because they brought like they kind of like trying to mitigate the not exactly problem, but what they created by building, like, we still have Hera, who's like such a strong character from way back, still being like in the T0 list, and along with some other mods that came too early and they were too powerful. So they trying to like, okay, we need to do something about like having these characters being used everywhere, so people have like a reason to spend or get some other characters. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go the dedicated route support, where we have each element and we're gonna have dedicated supports, and we're gonna play alongside those ultimate skill chains, so people have like more reasons to make their character stronger, rather than just like skip everything because and only go with the characters that they really want as the DPS, pretty much. Kind of like how I see it, at least. So yeah, I think like they're gonna keep pushing through the dedicated support, and we touched upon that earlier as well in the previous stream we did together further, that they looking maybe into expanding the 3-player ultimate skill chains, since they brought like the second one now. Maybe they will do so with, I don't know, maybe Tian Yuan, or since like we have so many from Tian Yuan. So yeah, that's how pretty much how I see it. But how you feel about it, Nova?
I agree with the fact that what folks said, because if you think about it, before these dedicated supports were introduced, it was just get your DPS, get your old skill chain partner, and Hera. That was it. Like you don't need anyone else. Hera, whoever your alt skill chain is with, and then your main DPS. But now that they've seen, okay, if we make this supports, this dedicated supports much more compelling because they boost this character's damage so much more. They have other like defense shred, resistance shred that they bring to their kit, not just pure damage boost, and then have an alt skill chain with these dedicated DPSs. It kind of makes them much more compelling to boost that character. So if you're someone who likes Osiris, you are mostly going to be going for Luliang and Thor, right? You have a reason to go for someone other than Hera, and not just everyone looking at one character that they want to get and move on, right? So yeah, I feel that they are going to introduce other dedicated supports like further Cody said, they are going to introduce the physical next. I feel that next they will bring is either a light or a shadow, dedicated support going down the line. And just to have someone for each element that generally boosts the DPS's damage so that people have a variety to select from and not just build a static team. Yeah, so that's going to be a good thing to see.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on there as well. And I want to add on something. How you guys feel about alongside getting the new characters and the new dedicated supports, we've been getting the modules for characters that were not as good and they make them better, some even way better than we expected. So how you guys feel about the modules? And with the recent one incident being Asura, for example, I heard great things that Asura has become like a god with module or something like that. Like they really buff her up with some. So yeah, how you feel about that?
Yeah, no, I personally think it's a good thing, to be honest with you, because what happens, and this is in my opinion natural with gacha games, over a lifespan, the older units that you pulled in the beginning that may have been strong when the game first started, they start to lose their value and they get power crept. And that's something that naturally happens in gacha games as a whole, because they always want you to pull the new character, and the new character, to give you a reason to pull for them, have to be better than the old characters. But the thing about Aether Gazer and some other gacha games as well is that there are a lot of characters that you truly enjoy and you want to use all the time, even if they are power crept or they're older, and new units are coming out that are being able to do what they can do just more efficiently and are able to output more damage, whatever the case may be. So giving these buffs and the modules and their synergy buffs to bring these characters back into relevancy, I think it's a great thing, because it not only allows you to still play with characters that were older and it still be okay to use them because they're strong again, but also it leads to more diversity and more variety when it comes to team builds, and you don't have to just use the quote-unquote meta, or you don't have to pull the very best character in the game and feel pressure to do so, or FOMO. You can have these older characters get the what I like to call their glow up and be able to use them, and if they're your favorite character, they're relevant once again. Or if they were never relevant, for example, in my opinion, I think Shu is going to be one that's getting hers very, very soon, relatively soon. I don't think she was ever really relevant in the first place. These can make characters that were overlooked or not that great in the beginning all of a sudden great, and Shu being a fan favorite and her not being all that great from the beginning, to have her have a glow up and now she's strong and now she feels good to play. I think that's a good thing overall and a healthy thing for the state of the game. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it.
Yeah. Also, a little bit of just to reiterate a little bit, I just put it a little bit thicker than I expected for Asura. From the looks of it, she's still T2. Her Aya becomes better according to Queen in the chat. So yeah, like maybe she's not as good as I expected or many people expected, but still good enough considering Asura came alongside the beginning of the game, pretty much the launch. So yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that's a good thing, because I am an Osiris lover. Okay, no, let me correct myself. I am an Asura lover. Like, I love Asura since
Right.
like since 1.1. Like, my plan was to pull for Asura and literally not pull for anyone else to keep using her. or because you have to make videos and other things, you have to get other characters. So yes, but then to see 2.0 come and Jinwoo completely crush her damage with low investment really broke my heart. Like it was like, so I'm not going to use Asa again. Like I'm just going to leave her in the shelf. Like it was heartbreaking to me. But then to see them bring Luliang, to bring the synergies, they brought her synergies this last patch, the sigil orbs, now the modules they're bringing, like these things make characters stronger, and it makes someone's favorite character at least to still be viable going down the line. Like when Hades came out, she crept up Asura and Tsukuyomi. And it was like, okay, you could still use them if you're going for content that have multiple bosses that you need multiple teams for. Then with 2.0 coming and power creeping Hades, it just became like those 1.1 characters were no longer useful anymore. To think that I can still use my Asura, Osiris, S-Point, and with together with Thor and now Luliang, and if they have the modules, the synergy system, and all these other things that they put together to make a character more relevant in future patches, it makes people happy. Like, and it also makes them to pull and invest in those things and invest in those characters, because now they like those characters and that character is still viable going down the line in further updates, further patches. So it's not like you just pull a character, you use the character for that patch, and then when the next 2-3 patches come out, that character becomes unviable again. So yes, finding ways to boost old characters is not going to be a minus to the game. For me, I feel it's going to be a plus, because you're always like, you feel nostalgic when you can use a character that you used way back and can use them in content that comes in the game now, and you can still perform very well, right? It might not make them the best mod in the game, but to still make them viable enough to clear all the content in the game and still be used and still be able to show some love, it's something that we can all appreciate for the characters.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree. I think that leads to the longevity of the game as well. I think it, especially for free-to-play players, light spenders, they don't feel the need to have to always pull. They can be, content with their favorite character that was once old, now be strong and viable with the, with the glow up that they receive, which is, the synchro buff. They call it synchro buff on the global side. On CN side, I think they call it like a module or something like that. So I agree. Now, moving on from there, Nova, I did want to ask why is this? Unfortunately, why is this not available? Why is this still down? Which is unfortunate. But Nova, Broke and I talked about this on the last stream that we had, but we wanted to get your thoughts on the state of Aether Gazer as a whole right now. And then just to go ahead and top that off as well. So the state of Aether Gazer as a whole, just the game in general. And then what are your thoughts on the way Global is handling things, in the sense of not, I don't want to call it speeding up per se. I want to see how they handle things moving forward still. But almost like condensing the timeline a little bit. So what are your thoughts on the state of Aether Gazer as a whole in general, and then how Global is essentially condensing things?
All right, so the stuff of Global trying to catch up to CN is, I won't really say it's a bad thing, because I feel like if we look at it objectively now, CN is going into 2.10 while Global is at 2.1. Like, that is so much gap between both servers. Like, for someone who's like myself, who has only a Global account, when I look at where CN is, it's like looking into the future of the game. It's like I have time traveled from where I am to literally another realm. Like, I'm seeing characters and things that I'm like, wow, like I never knew this was going to be a thing in the game. So those kind of things cost the team to manage, right? Like, the same team cannot manage both the CN account, the CN server, sorry, and the Global server, because of how far apart they are. And this leads to cost issues, like you guys said, that because Aether Gazer isn't, or Youngsa isn't a big company like some of the other game makers out there, like Ubisoft and the rest of them. So managing and maintaining like all these things for the CN server side and the Global server side do cost a lot. So yeah, that was one of the things that I think they looked at, and they're like, okay, you know what, we can try to condense things on the global side to reduce the hands and the teams responsible for handling both server sides. So this way, you can have the server side and the CN side very close together. They don't have to be catch. You don't have to be on the same patch, but like it can be like one or two patches behind on global, and then CN can be like one or two patches ahead, which is fine. As for the state of the game, the condense for global, I feel is okay. I feel it's not a bad thing, and I feel the pace at which they're going, while it might look rushed from initial perspective, it is actually the best thing for them because what they are doing is they're removing the, like you guys said in the previous live, they're removing the filler patches, the filler updates, right? So updates were just reruns of characters and reruns of characters that people that probably didn't make as much as other banners. They are removing these patches and putting other patches to come ahead, and they are trying to organize the calendar for global in such a way whereby there's not really any um well, I say insignificant part. For example, the stuff they did with Flame Tier, I know a lot of people don't like the fact that they skipped Flame Tier, but because they know his story is coming in a certain patch and they can just release his banner alongside Corrupted Kagasuchi, which he also have, I think, an alt skill chain with,
Yeah,
and he has
yeah,
a side story at that point. So it's better to release him then where he has more relevance than just bringing him as a filler patch to fill between 2.0 and 1.9. It like, so they're removing all these type of gaps to just close up the space so that it can so they can reduce cost, and also it doesn't look like, it doesn't really, global people don't feel left behind because, like I said, as a global person, you're looking at Buzembo now, who is S tier, and you're thinking they're 10 patches or 9 patches ahead. When am I going to get this character? Like, this is a character I want badly, but like I saw Jiming, right? I saw Jimmy the day you showed S Buzembo, and I'm like, I want this character, but she's like 4 more patches ahead. Like I have to
Right.
still wait 4 more patches ahead. So when you see these things and you're like, they're so far away, it's like you just feel like as if you're left out, right? So them doing this, speeding up, that okay, it's not going to take as long as it did for you to get it in the global side. So personally, I feel it's going to help the state of the game because people get to see their favorite characters come quicker. They get to see characters that they want to try out or want to test out come a lot more quicker. And it also helps for people who are going to, spend on the game to get these characters. So it helps the game make more revenue. But the only thing I'll say is for free to play, yeah, they're not gonna like it because time to farm has been slashed by half. So yeah, you free to play, you know what you're doing right now. You have to just make sure you prioritize the ones that you need, or like the ones that you fully enjoy. So, but I feel it's not bad because you wait for the character to come out, you have a trial, you test the character. If you absolutely love the character, then you go for the character. But like I said, like it's a gacha game. You can't expect to have all the characters in the game because that doesn't make the game money. And
right.
making the game money is what keeps the game alive, right? Like I know when I started making content, like I had 100% and I didn't spend a single dime. It was not until when they started releasing Hades Hell to buy some few packs and start to get all the characters. But like for a free to play player that has been religious farming in the game, at that point we'll still have 100% of the characters in the game without spending. And while that is a good thing, it doesn't necessarily help the state of the game because, like I said, people, they need to make money in order to maintain and maintain the state of the game. So generally, I feel it's a good thing. It's not too bad, right? It will affect some people here and there, but it's not going to be a very, very bad thing, right? It's not a bad thing in general in the game. So it will still help the state of the game, and it will still help people to, play the game more. Like as a free to play, you'll be forced, not forced, but you want a character, maybe you want to meet someone, you want Izanami, you're going to now religiously play your, recurring dreams. You're going to try to clear all your past grudges, your casualty survey. You're going to try to clear all these things. So it keeps the game engaged for free-to-play players and light spenders. And then for people who spend on the game, it just helps, generate more funds for the game and remove those filler patches so people don't have like nothing to do. Also, as a content creator, there are some patches whereby you really don't have anything to make video on. The characters are reruns,
Right.
which you've done a video on. The events are nothing special, right? It's just a side quest, and you're just left stumped. Like, you complete everything in like maybe a few hours of a day, and you have nothing else doing in the game, right? It's not like an open world game where you can just explore and move around. All that is not there. So you're just left looking at the game and you have nothing to do. So for content creators, it helps create more content in the game. For free to play, it helps increase the engagement in playing the game. And then for people who spend in the game, it just helps to generate more funds for the game. So overall, it's like a good thing, though it will have some of its drawbacks here and there, but it's not bad. It's not a bad thing for the game. That's why I feel, my opinion.
So I know you said you're for what they're doing, which I agree, I'm for it as well. Now, you mentioned something about the CN side. Do you think, in your personal opinion, they're trying to catch up to the CN side? Or what do you think the reason for condensing? I know you mentioned that, to skip the filler patches and stuff like that, but do you think they want to try and catch up to the CN side?
Well, I don't think they want to catch up exactly to the CN side. I think they want to do something similar to what PGR is doing. They have the Chinese server, which is ahead of the game by I think like 1 or 2 patches. I think it's 2 patches. I'm not sure. They can correct me if I'm wrong. They're not exactly on the same update as global. So if you're like so think of it this way: the CN patch, I think they want to do it to be like a test server for the global patch, right? To put it in a better word. So it's like you get a feel for stuff that's going to come in the global patch, on the CN patch, and in 2 patches later you then get it on the global patch. So I don't think they're condensing both servers completely to be on the same patch. I think they're just trying to reduce the distance between both servers, right? The distance and the patches that both servers have apart, they're just trying to close down the gap. So, like I said, global players don't feel left out when they see certain things in the CN patch, right? So the CN patch kind of looks like a test server for what is coming in the global patch, basically.
Okay.
That makes sense. And what do you think, Froke? Do you think they're trying to catch up to CN?
To a point, at least. Yeah, that's my opinion as well. That I don't think they will be going like same paths, pretty much. If they do, I wouldn't be against it, honestly. But I feel like they're probably gonna go with like maybe 1-2 paths behind. So yeah, people do have some sort of like insight into it, and they kind of like get excited a little bit more, knowing what's coming up and stuff, that kind of thing. So
Okay.
yeah. 1-2 paths, and I think that would be fine, honestly, as well.
Yeah, I agree. Now, Nova, when do you think they're gonna debut Flame Tier? Because we skipped them over in global entirely to go straight to 2.0. Where do you think they're gonna put Flame Tier? Because I didn't realize this. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I had no clue. I thought Flame Tier was a decently hyped character, but I didn't think he was that hyped. But ever since they this might have been a strategic move. I have no proof of this, but it might have been. Now that they skipped over him, I've seen more individuals for Flame Tier than I have ever seen. I've seen more Flame Tier mains than I have ever seen. And do you think it might have been a strategic? Well, first tell me where you think he's gonna be, and then do you think it was a strategic move to skip him, to place him where they're going to place him, not only because it's better for the timeline, but also it gave a bit of FOMO for Flame Tier, and now people want him more. You know how it's one of those things that if you can't get something that you wanted, it makes you want it even more if you have to wait for it? Do you think it might have been one of a strategic business move on Yostar and Youngshi to have done that?
Go ahead, Nova.
For Flint there, I would say yes. Now, I'm not saying that I know anyone from Youngshi or Yostar that actually confirms this. I'm just saying,
who do you know over there? I know you got connections.
I'm just saying, if you look at it from an objective point of view, releasing TM now wasn't, even though people were excited for it, isn't going to be as hyped as it will be when he's coming out with Kagasuchi coming out next after him, right? So
Right.
I feel like they they thought of it, they looked at it, and they saw that. Think of it this way: like it's like teasing someone, right? You know this is supposed to come out next. They told you, okay, we're going to give you this, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, no, you have to wait a little bit longer. Just take your time, right? You'll be more anticipated and more eager to get it as soon as it comes out, right?
Right.
So I feel like rather than just bring him out when he has no relevance tied to him. Think of it this way: the way they brought Hera, right, as Hera, then she came out on a patch whereby she literally had no relevance there whatsoever. Like her story quest wasn't there. There was nothing to do with she. I wasn't even surprised that they released a character. Usually, when they release a character, then they usually have either a side quest or a main story tied around the character. But when they just dropped her, if not that she was as broken as she would not have made the amount of sales and stuff behind what she did. And while Flintier is a very good character, and a lot of characters are actually hyped for him, as we've said before, there are a lot of other characters that are way higher on the list, right? And since they're trying to build up hype for him, I feel they will just push him back to when he has more relevance to being released and release him. And then, okay, when you get him, you're now getting, him, the story quest with him, the sigil that he comes with. And then next you're getting Kagasuchi, which is basically his second half that works with him. So it's kind of like they're putting him to come out in a point where there's more relevance for him and there's more things related around him. So when he comes out, it doesn't just feel empty when you get him, right? That's way. As for the patch that is coming, that when he will come out, for Skadi and what's the other girl's name, Leviathan, which also pains me, but we'll talk about her a little bit. I feel they're going to condense those banners. I don't think
I
they're
agree.
going to do a whole patch for Skadi and Leviathan because
Right.
Skadi and Leviathan, right? They're I won't say controversial, but they're two modifiers that people always have question marks about. So I feel they would pretty much either condense them with the patches, which Jiming's patch or Ying Jiao's patch, sorry, or they'll probably just skip it entirely and just move over to Ying Jiao's patch. And so when it comes to Flame Tier, I don't know if they're going to condense it and give us more time, or they're going to just skip it entirely. If they skip it entirely, then that means Flame Tier would most likely come in like part 2.3, 2.4, depending on what they skip and what they condense. So it's not going to be long before we get Flame Tier, in my opinion, because of what they are doing with the global banner, or the global schedule, sorry. So yeah, Flame Tier will come pretty soon, and I feel they're just doing that just to generate more hype for him. I feel that that's what they're doing.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. Wise, can you say something? Are you back?
Yo, what's up?
We
I
got
am back, I
Wise
think.
back.
Yeah.
Going back.
You sound good.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go back to because Wise, I want to ask you the questions that we asked Nova beforehand. But before we do,
Yeah, I wanted to.
I was gonna go back to that, but really quickly before we do, there was an interesting thing that somebody stated in the chat, and it was in regards to Flame Tier skipping them, if it was strategic or not. Somebody said, I believe it's more desperate move than strategic. Wise, since we have you back, what are your thoughts on that?
I think that's true because they needed revenue. They were bleeding, not gonna lie. A3 Gazer were bleeding because everybody was saving like a. Never mind. Everybody was saving so much, and nobody was actually spending because they were like everybody was told to save for 2.0, 2.0, and everybody was saving, and they just wanted to destroy that saving. So they just launched 2.0 without even any warning and skip Flame Tier because everybody was gonna skip Flame Tier. Nobody was going to buy any kind of like stars, just like flowers, just to pull for flame tier. Only a
Right.
handful of people might be there, because I've seen like in the Discord server, official server, I spend most of my time over there,
Right.
and it's like handful of people were ready for flame tier, and they are still asking for him. But yeah, nobody would actually like buy flowers to pull for flame tier, and they will just use that as a filler patch to like collect more stars, because the flame tier has a side story and an event. Of course, you can save a lot of stars from there.
Mm-hmm.
They just wanted to destroy the savings that people have, so they can start spending, because of this big huge stuff that we were told that you should save till 2.0, and then everything is smooth sailing from there and stuff like that. So they were like, okay, we'll destroy your savings, and they did. I, even my saving got destroyed.
Right. Now, I have my thoughts and opinions on that. Fro, go ahead and you go ahead and talk on it. What do you think?
About flame tier, huh? I think it was.
If it was strategic, if it was if it was
desperate. I think
desperate.
it was a desperate strategic move. Like,
right.
Like, so here's like, and both Nova and Vice actually kind of like touch upon it. Here's where is my line of thought, that they thought that, okay, we know everyone is saving for 2.0. We know there are people out there that they might actually spend for flame tier, but they're gonna spend from their savings. They're not gonna spend money to get flame tier. So how about like we remove flame tier, bring 2.0 characters much faster, so people will be like, okay, they might spend even more to get their characters, like that kind of thing. Like, okay, they have savings, but depending on how their pulls go or how much they want that character to be good, they might spend for those characters, right? So, and that goes with what I said, that they were kind of thinking like about the revenue as well to go up, and it did. It actually did, like actually quite a bit. So, and they were like, okay, so how about like replace? I felt like they thought along the line of, okay, how about we put flame tier in a patch that has side content, or like we have reruns, so maybe some of those people who want flame tier will actually get him, that kind of
Right.
thing. They're gonna spend right there. Honestly speaking, like we did say that before, like flame tier was like, if it was in the original release of the game, it was kind of like a bummer for many people, because Jinwook was coming after it.
Right.
It was even more so now, because like a kind of like speedy schedule, less time to save up, more characters that they want. Like it comes down to like, okay, I cannot have everything. I need to select what I want. Even people who want flame, well, depending on how you play, I feel like people who wanted flame tier, they weren't as mad, unless you really are like a flame tier main. They're like, okay, I will get flame tier later on. Let me get like Jinwoo, Genshin, and the rest.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Fro.
No, but I think like that's more or less how I feel about it. As far as like where flame tier will appear, trying to the schedule. I'm trying to like think about the schedule. Maybe around the Yingxiao part. Maybe after, at least there is like a main story, not a main story patch. Like when we don't have a main story patch, pretty much.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Fro. You got some more?
No, it's all good. Go. Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say I agree with both of you in a sense. I believe them skipping flame tier to go to 2.0 was a strategic move, because they were wanting to generate revenue, which could be seen as desperate. So I agree with both of you. I think it was a strategic move in the aspect of they knew not many people were going to pull for flame tier. Everybody was saving for 2.0. We were coming off the Thor patch, which was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, one of their higher revenue patches. And I think they wanted to keep that I think they wanted to roll with that into and just go straight into 2.0 and keep that revenue at a higher, because I think what they saw is that they coming off the peak of Thor, they're gonna go to flame tier. Not many people are gonna pull for flame tier, so it's gonna be a dip down and then 2.0 dip back up. So instead of doing that, they know that they drain some shifted stars from Thor, people were going to save for Flame Tier, go into 2.0 and have saved shifted stars for 2.0. And they said, no. We're going to make you spend and use your shifted stars and have to build it all back up again. So let's skip Flame Tier. Let's put him in a different spot, and maybe people will have FOMO and want him even more in a different spot. Let's go straight into 2.0, have you spend in 2.0, and let's just continue going that route. So for that aspect, I think it was a strategic move. But like Wise said, people could see it as a desperate move because it was wanting to keep, which I don't blame them. They were wanting to keep revenue high, and like Wise said, they don't want people to save shifted stars. But what gacha company developer wants you to save premium currency? They want you to spend because that's how they make their money, right? So I agree. Wise, where do you think Flame Tier is going to be? Where do you think they're going to put him?
Where do
Oh, I thought we lost you there again.
No. I really don't know. I don't remember the patches actually. Well, he's a male, so I don't really care.
Very honest, I like it.
he's already going on that route.
But like, I would like to have a patch with Flame Tier so I can actually don't pull anything and I can save for like some better characters, like female characters.
Right. I respect it. I got the banner schedule pulled up right now on my stream. I don't know if you're watching it.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Okay. By the way, thank you guys for almost the 40 likes. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for chatting it up, getting in on the conversation. I'm reading your guys' chat, by the way. I'm seeing what you guys are saying.
There's a Tsukuyomi patch.
There is a Tsukuyomi patch. Hera rerun. Yeah, so it's Mitsuha, Tsukuyomi, Hera, Janae rerun. Izanami.
Good spot, not gonna lie. That should be the spot. If I was like doing stuff, I would put Flame Tier there so they can mess up the whole save for Kuramitsuha stuff.
Right.
And so they have to pull for Flame Tier and then Kuramitsuha, then Izanami.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be wild.
I have to say that Flame Tier, maybe no one will get him in the end.
Right.
I mean, next is Kagutsuchi, as you can see, like with Mitsuha, right? So people who pull for Flame Tier have to pull for Kagutsuchi if they don't have him yet. So yeah, I think that's a good place to put him.
Yeah.
So before Mitsuha.
Yeah. Like with the Tsukuyomi here, they can have double banners like they usually do sometimes.
Okay. So after Mitsuha then.
Yeah.
Okay.
After Mitsuha. Yeah, sounds like a good spot as well, because there are reruns and stuff. So yeah, they could drop him there too.
Yeah, with that he will also come with like new content, like his side story, so people can do that while wait for they don't have to like wait for next patch, so they can do extra stuff and get some more stars than you.
Yeah.
So that's a good patch in my opinion. Like, but I don't know. I don't work for your star.
Right. No, I agree.
Yeah, we'll see, I guess. But yeah, he's definitely in a very bad spot. Also, about like the revenue and stuff. Well, this comes from gacha revenue. I'm not sure, how accurate it is in general. But I did see they did another addition for Ether Gazer, which I didn't know about. But just to have everyone know, in December, Ether Gazer for Global and Japan made 500k. For January was 700k and 500k for February. Apparently,
it was 500 for February.
Yeah, it was 500 for February.
Yeah.
And the addition that they made in the gas revenue for Ether Gazer is that they added the CN numbers.
They did?
Yeah, they added apparently if it's correct, I'm not sure, because they added the CN version over here.
Is this on Sensory Tower?
Gacha revenue, is that the Sensory Tower?
Gacha revenue.
Tower.
Just gacha revenue. Okay. Let me see if I can pull that up. Give me 1 second here.
If it's actually that, because they have a wrong image, so I'm not sure if they made a mistake or something. but it says Ether Gazer in the actual name.
Okay.
But if they did started putting like the CN versions, apparently in January Ether Gazer did 550k and in February did 1.1 million.
It's pretty good. Not gonna lie. 1.1 million. Yeah, I saw the same thing
On
on
this
my
on the
like on
CN
our
side.
server. Yeah, on the CN side, I saw the same thing. In my server where we like have CN players, they showed the revenue and they made converted it to like dollars. It was like around 1 million. Yeah,
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
that's pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I mean, on Gacha revenue, they do have it at 500k for February.
Yeah, if you put like up in the top right, if you see in the image, like you can change to CN, but they have a wrong image. It's like where the image is of Osiris on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see that. Yeah, 1.1 for February in CN.
Yeah, they don't have like a correct image, so I'm not sure if they did a mistake or something. But yeah.
What else came out on the CN side in February?
But they do have the
Because
correct
Bazembo just
image.
came out. Jiming, it was
Yeah.
Jiming that came
It
out.
was Ziming,
yeah.
it was Ziming,
Yeah.
I mean,
She is cool. I can see people spending for her.
I could see that being the case. She was cool.
Yeah, Ziming is
Yeah,
pretty
Ziming
cool.
was-
Skins as well. They had a lot of skins, and on top
Oh,
of
and then
that,
they had a Gongchen rerun, Osiris, Mengzheng. Yeah, that was kind of hefty.
Yeah, and Queen in
It's
the
kinda
chat
hefty
says
February.
the New Year.
Oh,
pack
the
effect.
skins too. Yeah, the skins, New Year pack. Yeah, I mean that's great for CN though. That's good to see.
Yeah, like in general, obviously, like even though we're talking about global CN and stuff, in the end of the day, the money goes to the same people. So like when the game does good, it's good for us.
Right.
Yeah, as long as Ian is alive, Ian is alive.
Yeah, I think but I also think that seeing that CN revenue, and I think global seeing that as well. I think that's another reason why they want to just get as close to CN as possible.
Yeah.
Because on the CN side, I mean, there was hints obviously of Espasmo coming out, but you don't know for sure. So like, and Ji Ming is pretty hype, right? And all the skins and stuff, and Gongchen. So you're gonna pull there, and then Espasmo drops, and you're like, well, dang, now I gotta get Espasmo. So I think global wants to eliminate that kind of that foresight of people saving to be able to generate more revenue.
At least not saving for 5, 6, 7 patches, pretty much. Like saving for 1, 2 patches, it's still in the ballpark kind of thing, because many people who play the CN version, they kind of know some stuff because they dropped the betas before, and so for people who know where to search, they might see some. Well, the other day someone posted on the official Reddit as well, so there's that too.
Yeah, and apparently people are saying that the CN packs are really good compared to globals.
So we're on packs. So I kind of miss my 7-day and 14-day packs. Where are they? Yo, Star, please have them back.
Yeah, that's what people were, saying. I've seen so many people talk about the 14 and the 7-day packs and how they want them back and stuff, and I think that's
they were
true.
the best packs in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think if they had better packs, people would spend more. I think that's very logical. Yeah, I think that makes sense. But okay, so we talked about the revenue. We talked about that. But Wise, when we lost you, we were asking Nova, which I don't even know if Nova's back. We were talking about the Okay, cool. We asked him what are his overall thoughts on the state of Aether Gazer, just in general as a whole, and then to piggyback off of that, well, we kind of talked about the condensing of global. What do you think about the way global's handling their timeline and condensing and stuff like that? So you can speak about the general state of Aether Gazer right now. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think they need to market the game more and advertise it like aggressively. Like the game is really good and it needs more people to play. Like there's nothing wrong with Aether Gazer as a game. It's really FTP friendly. You can also spend and get ahead of people and like in leaderboards if you want to do that. If you just want to play it as a casual game, you can just log in for 5 minutes and be done with it.
Right.
And that's why they need to aggressively, market the game. About the condensing, I don't want Aether Gazer EN to catch up to CN because I like to see what's coming in future and see how the characters are doing.
Right.
Like, I want to see how the characters are doing so I can plan like if I want to pull that character or not. I mean, I say that, but I generally like pull for the gameplay. I have Athena fully maxed out, built with Functor and stuff.
Right.
He's so bad, but still, I have her like with maxed out warps and Functor. And
Well, apparently she's gonna
her
be
sigils
gonna become an OP soon.
Mm.
From what I've heard.
For the module, yeah. And because of that reason, I have to build my A Hera.
Right.
And also because of that, I have to get Functor for my A Poseidon. So yeah, that I have to spend some time for that. But I really don't want Aether Gazer's EN to catch up to CN. Because
Okay.
I like seeing what's coming, and I think they are on the right pace. It's not too fast, not too slow.
Right.
Like if the patches are longer, people get bored, Like if
Agreed.
CN they're like 58 days a patch. That's pretty boring.
I
Yeah,
agree.
You're
like,
done with the you're done with the event. What are you going to do now? Just log in for what, dailies? That's it. People want to play the game. People want to spend time inside the game, So yeah, I don't actually really. I think it's on the really right track. With the not too long, not too slow, pack. Also PC client, yeah. They need to
We're
bring back-
gonna talk about that here in just a second. Don't you worry. We're gonna get on that topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think and I've talked about this before. You might have heard me, and I think Froke and I are kind of on the same page, and I think Nova and I are on the same page. I like when there's content, right? Especially for Aether Gazer. I don't like there to be too much time in between because once again, the game doesn't have enough eyes on it already. And then if there's too much time in between, I think that was one of the biggest flaws of Snowbreak, if you guys played that game, is that their patches were like 45 days in between each. I don't know if that's still the same way. That's how it was when I first started playing. It was like 45 days, and then they had a new banner. Sorry to go on a tangent, like a side tangent here. They had a new banner with the new character in Snowbreak when it first started. Then it was like a 45-day patch, and then they went into a rerun of a general standard 5-star character. And so that kind of like killed the hype for a lot of people of the game, because like you had this extra long patch, and then the next banner that you drop is not a new character. It's a standard character that everybody already had as a rerun. So kind of like killed the hype. So like I like when things are at a very consistent, smooth pace, and there's not too much time in between to keep hype there and to keep you interested in logging into the game. For me, progression is big, and having new things to work on is big, and usually that's in the form of new characters to work on, and to use them and to try their kit out and see how they're unique and different. So I like the way they condense things. I like the timeline that we're on, and I would prefer them to cut out the fluff. Like if there's a rerun or if there's a fluff, I would rather them like drop a new character, like kind of how they did here, and kind of how they did with the Marduk banner, where like they drop a new character, and then if they want to do a rerun, do it like a week after the new character, or they dropped a new character, like for example here is Gung Chen, and then Luliang like a week after in the standard and limited. I don't too much mind that, to be honest with you. I understand, resources and shifted stars, but at the same time, it's one of those where it's like a trade-off. It's like, do you want to have like consistent content and keep the hype going, or do you want to have more time in between? Yeah, it might be a dead period, but you get to save a little bit more. It's one of those hard things to balance. And it's one of those, and like you said, Wise, I think they are doing actually a pretty good job of the
Yeah.
pacing, to be honest. So that was okay. So that was the state of Ether. So what are your overall thoughts on the state? I know you said marketing and stuff. Do you think it's in a good state? Do you think it's in a bad state, or is it kind of balanced right now? Or what are your thoughts on that?
It's not even. It's like there's like good, there's bad, and then there's middle, right? It's
Right,
under the middle part, and it's kind of like towards the bad part.
right,
It's like that. Since there are no new eyes on this game, like
right,
where are the new players? In the Discord, I used to get like at least like every day at least 3 or 4 like new people would join and ask questions and stuff. Nowadays it's just like silent, like no new people, just the old people just talking to each other. So yeah, I think they need to market this game more, so that it can get into the balanced area and then
right.
go on to the good one, since they're gonna be new player and new player. Word of mouth is really important. So if you guys like this game, you should talk to your friends, introduce the game to your friends.
Right.
But yeah, they need to add more ads though. Like I don't see more ads. Like,
Right.
I only saw ads in like when Jinwoo dropped. I used to see them on Instagram, Facebook, also on this YouTube, but no, now it's just gone. Like they only did ads for 2.0. So yeah, I think they need to advertise the game, and then it will be on like a better place.
Right.
It's just really not up to the par as it should be. Just say,
Right.
in
I
my
agree.
opinion, yeah.
I can agree with that, honestly. And just to say something on that part, apparently now, again, we don't know how accurate those numbers are. When I look at the gacha revenue, apparently the downloads for Android and iOS for the February month, for example, was like 90K. They downloaded the
Ooh.
Fergazer 90K time.
Okay, that's
So
good.
that's good, but I think it can be much better, and I think that's why they're trying to catch up more to the scene, because they can market it better. If you have like to market it once for everything, it's much better than having to market different things, for different regions and whatnot.
Right.
So yeah, that's my little thing I wanted to add on that. Go on.
Yeah. No, I think they see the benefits of getting closer to CN. I think every time they do things that are more streamlined and it's closer and more relevant to CN, I think they see more benefits from it. And Wise, with that being said, because you spoke about the community a couple times, you're really well integrated in the community, right? So like what individuals want, what they're looking for, and things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm the moderator of the official server, so you have to look
Right.
at that whole server all day.
Right.
So yeah, I'm really into the community. I have
Nice.
5 guilds actually.
Hey,
There you go.
there you go. Yeah.
So
See.
so what have you been seeing the community? I guess this will lead into, hold on, I gotta bring up my notes. This kind of leads, it's a good transition into what I wanted to speak about next, is essentially the thoughts on the future of this game. So your thoughts on the future of it, and what you would like to see most implemented in the game. And then you could, Wise, specifically, you can give your thoughts on what the community wants to see as well implemented in the game for future
Yeah.
reference.
Wait, do I start right now?
Oh yeah, go ahead,
Okay, so
pop off.
the from the server, I'm telling you, there are really sweaty people in the server. They like-
I love
they
it.
like they like to mold for rankings in the leaderboards for the Hazard Zone and PC. Like
Yeah,
Kaz. So and they genuinely want harder content, so that they don't have to like complete the stage in like 15 seconds or 10 seconds, but they also want to do that to get good numbers for the leaderboard. Yeah.
right.
So they want harder mechanics of the boss, not like give them like 1000 HP bars. So it said that it takes time, and you're just brain deadly spamming your skills and doing your shit, doing your stuff. So yeah, they want to have like harder mechanically harder boss. Like they have some cool mechanic that you have to do or something like that.
Mhm.
Also, they spend on the spending part, they want to have better packs. Like recently removed 7 and 14-day packs, so people are really upset about that.
Right.
Every day I hear complain about where are these packs? Will we get them back? I don't like this. I don't like that. And most of the time it's reasonable, but like sometimes they're being stupid as
Right.
really stupid.
Yeah, it comes with a little bit with the territory. You know, if you like something much, you get a little bit more emotional. You ask about more things and stuff. I can understand it in a way, as long as they are like being
Yeah.
reasoned. Yeah, like
Or also people also want the Gangchen paid skin that was the office lady skin.
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
didn't get that
yeah,
one. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like a separate, like you can just buy it off like how you
I thought
usually
so
buy
too.
skins.
Yeah.
But then they literally did nothing with it. They just erased that.
Yeah. When are they gonna like drop that or what's the deal with that?
No comments.
Very, very, very well said, honestly.
Yeah. I could appreciate that. So okay, so you gave the community's perspective. What about yours, Wise? What would you like to see implemented in the future for this game, personally?
Co-op, but done better. Like co-op. I need co-op in this game, but
Same.
like, done better. They need to actually have a good server for that, and it should be divided into division. Like this is for C1, 2, 3, or stuff like that.
Okay.
So
Right.
people don't have like ping issues when playing co-op, and it's just if people are having ping issues, delays, it's just gonna make them like don't want to play that mode.
Yes.
Right.
They have to do co-op in a better sense, in a better way than they did in CN. Like they had a mode in CN with co-op. It was like a tower defense. You control one character, and there are 2 more people with you, like a full team of how you usually play that game.
Right.
Right.
And you have to defend a tower type stuff. Also, they need to get PC client really fast. Where is that? Where is my PC client?
Right. I can agree with that. How was the co-op on the CN side? Was it fun at least? I know the ping might have not been great, but was it like a fun game mode if it worked properly?
For me, it was really bad because I'm in a country where CN health is kind of quote unquote banned.
Oh.
So I had a lot of
Oh.
server issues with that.
Yeah.
Ban, I say ban, but it's like I don't have them in my region, just like that. It's just region locked for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So I had a lot of issues with the ping, and most of the people on my CN side of the server, like the community, all like the English-speaking CN community, also faced a lot of ping issues for the same reason as they are not in like the CN side, like CN, like
Yeah.
in China at least. So yeah, but it was actually a fun event in my opinion, because
Right.
you were playing. You can play with your friends. You can play with randoms.
Right.
And you have to you just have to defeat the waves, and you can also you can compete yourself with your friends, seeing who did the most damage. That could be a good like pastime for Aether Gazer. So co-op really needs to be done in a good way for the ping side, or else it's just meh.
Yeah. It's like how other online games are pretty much. If you cannot play the actual game with other people, like it feels like you feel like you're not playing it pretty much.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Nova, are you still here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to say something regarding what Wise said. For co-op, right, and how they should do it. I feel that doing it in such a way like a raid boss instead of a tower defense would be more interesting.
Yeah.
Especially when they make the boss itself to be like the normal boss we have in game, like that we've had in the event, but then introduce maybe something different, maybe a different skill that the boss has. Like maybe when the boss's HP drop to a certain point, they will get like a transformation, or they'll have a new set of skills. Just because the truth about Itagen, and I will say this, is the moment you master a boss's mechanic, the way the boss moves and attacks, what they do, the boss you basically just play on auto mode. Right? You're not really thinking too hard on how to defeat the boss because you are just playing like muscle memory and your hands are doing everything without you really thinking much on how to dodge or move. You're just countering, doing all this things by yourself. So with different mechanics that the boss will have from the normal one, even though it's still the same boss, but a different mechanic would actually engage people. And yeah, I think that they should do the server in a way whereby people will not lag because the number one issue with co-op or just multiplayer games like things like that is lag. Like you can't enjoy a game when you're lagging. I can't enjoy a game when people are teleporting all over my screen. The boss is here one minute, the boss
Right.
is in the other end of the arena. I make one step and I am also flying over to the other. Like it's just going to be hard for you to coordinate yourself, coordinate your attacks, and I feel like maybe introducing a co-op mechanic with the player itself, because I don't know how they're going to do that per se, but I don't know if it's just because if it's alt skill chain, will I be the one to trigger the alt? What if the person is saving his own alt for maybe when his divine grace is full or something? Will I now just trigger the alt skill chain because my character and his character have, or will our character just not have any alt skill chain when we go into co-op mode? So I feel like they should create a way whereby not just everyone in the same arena attacking the boss. There should be a way you guys can coordinate your attacks in such a way, right, that you feel like you're playing with other people, not just having assistants help you take down the boss. So,
Right. Yeah,
Right.
I agree with those. Broke, what about you?
Yeah, but honestly, they covered everything that I want to say. Like, I don't have much to honestly add on that one. What they said was pretty much on point for me as well. So yeah, I'll leave it at that since I feel like there's nothing to add, honestly.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with that, what everybody said. You know, marketing I think is something that they need to do in the future. PC client, of course, that's what we're all waiting for, and hopefully we get that sooner rather than later. I think that's going to draw more eyes to the game, have more people play the game, because I can't tell you how many times I've gotten a comment stating, I'm just waiting for the PC client to play this game. I'm not going to play it on emulator, or I'm not going to play it on my phone. So I think PC client is going to be huge. Co-op, I personally, I would like both. I like Nova's way of raid bosses. I think that would be fantastic, but I also like that tower defense sounds kind of cool as well. I don't see why we couldn't have both. Maybe introduce one and then introduce another one later in another patch or something like that. And then for the harder content, I would like harder content as well, but what I would like is not for the boss just to be a damage sponge. I would like it to be
Yeah.
I would like it to be very similar to the Odin boss fight I just did in the story chapter, and I'm sure there's more bosses like that similar in the story on the CN side, where there's parry windows and they change forms and they're doing different attacks when they do change into a different stage or a different phase. I prefer learning a boss's mechanics through those means rather than them just sit there and I wail on them for 5 minutes straight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's not really too much skill involved outside of you have a really strong team and you can get it done as long as you're dodging decently and you're doing good at that. And that leads me into wanting parry to be in the game. That's something that I want it to just be in general, to be able to parry at least bosses. Mobs, trash mobs, obviously you don't have to have that, but to be able to parry bosses in the game and for that mechanic to be in there and bosses to have phases and things like that, I think that is something that I would absolutely love to be in the game alongside PC client, alongside co-oping. That would be something that I would truly enjoy, because when I did that Odin boss fight, that was one of the most enjoyable boss fights I've had in this game. And it makes me want to go back and do it again to learn the parry windows and to do like a no-hit run on it or something like that, or perfect parry solo run or something like that.
Right. Yeah, 100% agree on that one. Also, to add a little bit something about the co-op that just remembered, kind of keep in mind, because it's not exactly co-op with the characters, and about like the bosses. In the latest CN events and stuff, they always had like a 1v1 kind of thing that is on a timer. The better you do, and more damage you do, and better time, you go up in the leaderboard. So it's kind of like a pure skill leaderboard kind of thing. But there are apparently some people cheat a little bit. So there's that. They maybe need to figure that out or to look into it. That's what I gather at least. And the other thing is like as far as co-op, they added like some events where they had chibis, like you were playing with chibis, and you can actually it was a snow event pretty much. So you could go, you and two other people like team up and pretty much defeat like a what's it called? A snowman, or you go against each other pretty much.
Right.
So it was kind of with chibis. It wasn't with the actual characters, and it was part of the event. But still, they did something along those lines. So maybe there is more of that where that came from.
Okay. Yeah.
Also about the 1v1, I was thinking they could make it a PvP stuff, like just give them the two people the same mods, same stats and stuff, and let's just fight together, like fight each other. It could be a good mode, PvP, because in the start, a lot of people asked for PvP every day. They were like, "Is there PvP? Will PvP come out? Will PvP come out?" We were like, "No." So if they add something like that, that would be really cool as well. Also, Bleep said something like, "Wait."
See, every time PvP is brought up, you're always gonna have people that are just absolutely against PvP. I would love PvP. I'm competitive. I would love it, but there's always gonna be people against PvP.
Yeah, I'm okay either way. I'm in the middle.
Also, more guild events. I want guild events.
No, I feel like they're going to bring PvP. PvP will, what's the word? Bring kind of a lot of chaos into the whole game, because right now, like, I don't know if you guys knew, but like there was a guild I was part of before I joined this new guild, and just because they were trying to get into the leaderboards, like they started like hacking. Like you would see some unreal numbers with people who didn't have Omega tier characters in their kit. Like, and it's like your character is an S tier character that is not even double S and is pushing out this amount of damage. And so once you start to introduce PvP into the game, it has to be done carefully, though, because people are very, like, I mean, there's healthy competitiveness, and then there's people that are just absolutely unreasonably competitive for no reason. Like, and that brings another set of, well, I don't want to say toxicity into the community, but just another side of people, right? So that has to be managed properly if they're going to introduce PvP. But personally, I don't really have anything against PvP. Like, another thing is they also have to balance, free to play to whale mechanic, because if someone comes in with like a Jinwoo, which is Omega tier level, that the person has put in so much investment, wished and done so much, and then is facing off another S tier unit, facing off a free to play, that has like an S tier, maybe Hades, who hasn't wished for a long time. That's going to be like an unfair matchup. So they have to, if you're doing PvP, it has to be regulated and done like properly to ensure fairness, because it's just going to be harsh to some category of people as to other category of people. That's what I feel.
Yeah. That's what I said, like, let's start with this, give them same mods, same stats, same functor level, same sigils, and just duke it out. That's what I like how FBG is doing right now.
Yeah, that's what that's exactly what I was thinking. You just you queue up. Yeah, I was thinking you queue up with the character that you wanted to do the PvP with. So if it's like, the Hermes boss fight, they give you specific ones, or Living Soul Osiris, or whatever the case may be. That's the one you're queuing up into to PvP in, and you just go at it, and everything's the same. Everything is
just like the 1v1 events we have in the game right now.
Right.
The Sobek one was really fun though.
Sobek one's a lot of fun.
Okay, that would be dope.
Justice
Yeah.
for Sobek. Free Sobek. S-rank Sobek.
S-rank Sobek.
Also, about Sobek, there's a literal cult in the server for Sobek. They are called Sobekers.
Oh
Sobek,
no,
oh
the
my-
Sobekers.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
That's the first time I've heard about the Sobekers.
Sobek.
I'm glad I heard it though. I'm all for it
We have
now.
a cult. It's funny. Like they've been playing Sobek since day one, and whenever somebody mentions Sobek and they start tagging each other, yo bro, another brother of us, and like
Sobeker.
yeah,
That is
it's really
funny.
funny.
I almost forgot he was in the game. Like,
No,
Oh my
you gotta get the
God.
Sobekers on you.
Yeah.
What's out? What you say? People gonna hear?
They're gonna. Oh, that he forgot that Sobek was even in the game. He's gonna get the Sobekers on him now.
Can I speak to you about our Lord and Savior? Sobek?
Bro, they actually start with that.
No, jeez.
It's actually really funny when you see them interact with each other. They're like, "Oh my god, bro, your Sobek did so good."
All right. Anyways, yeah, that's hilarious. So we miss Wise on this one. I did want to get your thoughts on Espasmo really quickly before we jump into the next topic, because we're about almost an hour and 30 in. I don't want to hold you guys too much longer. Really quickly, Wise, your thoughts on Espasmo. What do you think about her?
Pretty fun to play. I love the gameplay. I don't really care about if she's bad. I mean, like people are saying her damage is mid. I can see that her damage is mid because my Kotachi is outperforming her. But still,
Really?
I'm gonna pull for her. I'm gonna play her. I'm gonna build her because the gameplay is super fun.
Chill.
Yeah,
You said
gameplay
you
is-
can't do outperforming her.
I mean, my Kotachi is triple S plus module plus
Okay,
VOD
yeah.
plus.
Okay.
All of that
okay.
makes sense. Yeah, all of that
All
makes
of it
sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just recently got Gosembo like yesterday, and I built her on stream like an hour ago, and I was playing. I was really enjoying. The gameplay is really fun. The combo mechanics are really fun. Also, the dodge mechanic is really fun. You get a good dodge, you can just do the judgment slash.
Right.
That's pretty nice and pretty dope to have to say. Also the triple ult shit. Oh my.
Oh
God.
my goodness.
God. Kotachi, behave yourself, bro.
She's putting in all the work in that one.
You
Yeah.
know.
She put in overtime.
She throws it back so hard. Oh,
Why? Like, I saw the odds kicking out. Like, oh my god, what did they do to my girl? Like, what did they do to you, Jimmy Costa?
They made her put in all the work.
You,
Yeah,
they were just one frame
She
away from
carried
making
that
a
whole
total
ult
screen.
chain by
One
herself.
frame away.
I would only pull for the ult chain if she wasn't ever even good or something. It was like that.
Just
She's
for the
pretty
ult
fun.
chain alone.
Yeah, but she's pretty fun. I really like to play with her, and the combo is really easy. It's not like really complicated, but it still takes you some efforts to do.
Right.
So I think it's really balanced, but she has to feel like Izanami's shoes if she wanna be the best character, like a really high damaging character. But I think she's pretty good. She's in a good spot, and Aether Gazer, as people know, it's not a really hard like a game. You can actually run F2P stuff and just still clear everything
Right.
except
Yeah.
for PC. That kind of takes you some time. You have to build a lot of teams and shit. So yeah.
I
It's pretty
wanted to ask you, Wise, do you think
Yeah.
if Bazembo got a dedicated like lightning or thunder support like Izanami has with Mitsuha, do you think she would bump up in terms of like where she's placed right now in the investment list?
Honestly, I thought this Espasmo was going to be physical, and she's gonna like save physical damage units.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Since her A rank is physical, I thought it makes sense for S rank to be physical. But then she wants to be Tsukuyomi so bad, so she went lightning. But yeah, if any character with a dedicated support can really bump up, imagine Espasmo with a module and dedicated support, she's gonna be like tier 1 at least, like tier 1 or tier 0.5. She can tier 0 right now because that's Izanami spot,
Right.
and I love Izanami. Shino represent. Shino gang.
Shino gang, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last thing I did want to go ahead and talk about, and then you guys can ask any questions or free form it from there. We could start with Froke. Top 5 favorite characters in the game right now, and it could be both CN or global.
Both CN or global.
Yeah,
oh,
either
top
one.
5.
Top 5 favorite.
Top 5 favorite from the whole cast. Okay.
What we have, entire cast.
Entire cast. Okay. Let's see.
Chat, you can give your top 5 in the chat as well.
Okay.
Wait,
let's
CN
see.
included.
What was that?
CN included, like included.
Yeah,
CN
CN
characters.
included.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The whole thing. Yeah.
The whole shebang.
All right. Since.
Oh, Wise,
wait.
you could curse and all that stuff now if you want.
I was holding back.
No, I heard a couple slips almost. No, it's all good. You got the green light.
My boy, why parental control.
All right, go ahead, Froke.
With no particular order, not like 1, 2, 3. I'd say Verdandi comes into mind immediately. I'm a big Verdandi fan. Like, I don't, I have a thing about protagonists and their type and stuff and whatnot. Like, I'm number 1 when it comes to waiting for S Verdandi pretty much.
Right.
Verdandi would be one. Genshin would be another one. Corrupted Kaguchutsu would be another one.
Okay, what's that? 3 so far?
Yeah, 3 so far.
All right.
Kaguchutsu. The next one will be Kotachi.
Okay.
Kotachi would be
Very cool.
We got one more.
Kotachi. And the last one. This is like the change here, because if you ask me before S Buzembo came out, I would tell you Tsukuyomi. Now I have to tell you Buzembo.
Perfect. And then an honorable mention.
An honorable mention. There you go. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Nova, what about you? Top 5.
Alright, my top 5 has been the same in this game since day 1. Let me start from 5 upwards. So my 5th best character right now would be Vertandi. Like, I like a character, I like a personality. Then 4th would be Shinri Tsukuyomi. 3rd is Jinhei Kotachi.
Okay.
My 2nd, Jinwoo. And my number 1 and all-time favorite character of all time till this day, Asura.
Okay.
I like it. What about you, Wise?
Okay. Tsukuyomi. Shino. Izanami.
Right.
Staying consistent with the Shino, I see.
Athena, because Athena is based as Athena is based, okay. and then Hera, because her personality is like my favorite. She's such a baddie. Like, what is it? Tsukuyomi, Izanami, Athena, Hera, and then
Got
I
one
would
more.
say Author.
Author.
Okay.
Yeah, because her personality is just like really cool to me. She's like laughs when killing people.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I like that too.
What's happening? The Asura brothers, just like Sobeto.
The Asura brothers. Start that in the Discord, the official Discord, if they don't have it already. Okay, so for me personally, oh man, this is tough.
It is tough, yeah. I could pick up probably another 5, honestly, right now. I'll be honest with you.
This is tough. I would say number 5 for me right now would be Thor. I'm a massive Thor fan.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a big Thor fan. Number 4 would be Corrupted Kagasuchi. I like the aura. I like the gameplay.
My man.
Hyped about him. Number 3 would be Izanami. Love me some Izanami.
Respectable. Respectable.
Okay, what was that? How many we have? We have Thor,
Corrupted Kagasuchi,
Izanami, so that's 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 2. Oh, brother, number 2. Probably Gungchen for number 2.
Mhm.
And then currently right now, number 1 is Espasmo for me.
Okay.
Number 1.
Respectable, yeah.
Number 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Where is your Gangchen skin though?
Oh, hold on. Give me a second.
Yeah,
Hold on.
damn, you called him out right there.
Yeah. No, hey, listen. You want to put me on the spot? Hold on. Let me just do a
Yeah,
quick.
I've been looking at his screen. I'm like, where's the
Yeah.
skin?
No, my bad. Let me. Honestly, the reason why I didn't do the skin. Okay, so the first reason is because I kept logging into my game and I had to keep watching this scene, which by the way, the scene is amazing, but it was taking too much time. I'm like, I gotta just get into the game to do something really quickly, and I had to wait for this. But secondly, I switched it for this stream because this skin absolutely lags my blue stacks to no end.
And actually, I was playing final LD player with his.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. This skin just absolutely destroys my my blue stacks. It makes it lag terrible. So that's the other reason why I switched the skin. But no, this is premium.
Oh yeah, you can skip it by clicking on it.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, maybe I was just in a trance the whole time and I just kept watching the whole time.
The butterfly effect from other games.
Bro, I didn't know. Okay, well that's good to know. Thank you guys.
Well,
Yeah.
one
Queen
more reason.
Yeah, Queen told.
There we go.
Yeah, I seen
One more
Queen
reason
just
for
put
the
that in there.
Bitcoin.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. So that honestly, for me personally, that was everything that I had for you guys that I wanted to talk about and discuss with you. Froke, I don't know if there was anything additional, or once again, Wise and Nova, if you guys have anything you guys wanted to talk about that we didn't touch on.
For me, I guess two things come to mind. Let me ask the first one. How is everyone feeling about Luliang, and if you actually pulled for her?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Luliang, I
can I
forgot.
go first? Can I go first?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Again, after me, I am absolutely loving Luliang. Like I love the fact that she has so much wind rest shred, wind boost, damage, that lucky point stuff that she does with her ult that increases your wind damage and stuff like that. Like she makes Asura so much better. Like I can hit 1 mil comfortably now with my Asura per skill. That her third skill. Because of all the whole, wind res deduction, the wind boost, plus the sigil functor, the cap boost, and all those other things equipped, plus her sigil that also reduces wind resistance. Like she just makes Asura so much better. And as you know that Asura is my main and first character.
Are you saying Osir or
I'm pretty
Asura.
Usher, yeah, Usher, I'm pretty sure.
or Asura?
No, Asura. SASUR. Sorry, that's the S tier for Osiris. That's the
Okay, Osir. Okay, I thought you were
Okay.
saying Asura, and I'm
Asura.
like, wait a second, how does she? Is there something I don't know within her skill? Wait a second.
No, not Asura. Asura.
Gotcha. Osir,
Yeah.
yeah. Gotcha. Okay, continue.
So she makes her so much better. Like she, not like I said she was bad before, but like to hit like 1 mil plus on her skill 3 every time is like it's crazy. And then her first skill, I can hit like 200 per blades when everything is at max stats. Like so she's just a general fun character to use. Like she makes even Hermes Like she makes Hermes like so much more better because Hermes too has she has resistance reduction in her kit. So if you pair that with Luliang, it just makes her so much better. Plus Hera that has an old skill chain. So like she makes all the characters that I usually play with so much better. Plus the way she talks in battle, like, I don't know if you've listened to the CN or the Japanese voice line, like the whole core stuff that she uses as a skill animation and all those stuff. Like everything it's just very 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 nice. I like quirky and fun characters like that. You know? So yeah, she's a complete. I'll give her 9/10 in my book.
9 out of 10.
There you go. Luliang stocks going up.
I like it. What about you, Wise?
Well, I pulled for Luliang because I run Oser and Thor team.
Okay.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, very respectable
Respect.
as well. Like,
Respect.
yeah.
Yeah, but like, okay, well, also one of the reason is that she was my first CN S rank.
Ah.
Yeah, on my first account.
Okay.
So yeah, I basically pulled on her in global because I ran a Thor and Osiris team and I needed her to make them better. That's the only reason. So yeah, it's very situational for Luliang to be pulled.
I agree. Yeah, it's a little more of a niche thing.
Yeah.
But the mod herself, not too many thoughts about her.
Yeah.
All right, I can respect it. What about you, Fro?
She will be talked more when Ling Jiao comes out.
Right, I agree.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I completely. There's so much work to do for that. So much fun.
Oh yeah, 100%.
As for me, I really love Luliang. I liked her before from personality wise or like visually wise as a character and stuff, but when I got down to play as her, because I didn't have her in my CN account until recently, honestly, I got her from a 50-50 and whatnot, so I didn't have a time to actually play her, and now that with the global version I did play and got a little bit accustomed with her, I really enjoy playing her as on point, you know. Like
Right.
the whole like pressing the skill 3 many times, and you know, now that you're surfing along as well on stream, like
I was gonna say this is the only reason why I pulled her. is for this reason alone.
But yeah, like I really like her, and of course, like I'm a huge Ying Zhao fan as well. Even though I didn't put her on my top 5, like I said earlier, I would pick a new top 5 if you told me. So
Oh, would you?
honestly speaking, like there's so many characters in Nether Gaze that I like. It's
Yeah.
kind of ridiculous how they play on what I enjoy either watching, playing, and or a combination along with their personalities of the actual characters and stuff. So yeah, Luliang, super duper awesome. I really like her. Of course, I want her, and to have her with Ying Zhao, and of course in the Thor Osher team too. She's fun to play, and the thing is, like, she's really good if you're gonna like go for that wind damage up and whatnot, right? Like, I wasn't aware about it in a way because I didn't look. What was that? Sorry, I missed you a little bit there, Nova.
Oh no! I was just thinking out loud.
Okay, no problem. I was thinking about like I didn't had an idea of what her functor did, Luliang's functor, and then I saw what it did. I'm like, you're kidding me! It has literally everything.
Yeah.
It had like defense down, wind resistance down a lot. Her actual kit has wind resistance down. Like, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go for her functor as well. So I went here, I got her functor too. Like, I'm gonna drop in there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Her functor is actually it's really good. It does a lot, especially for the once again if you're, and I've said this on a lot of occasions, if you're trying to main a win team or that Thor Osiris team, then she's 100% worth it. But if not, then she's definitely one of those more niche modifiers. She just fits into that team and she operates in that team very well. And that was one of the main reasons I wanted to pull her, was not only for my Thor Osiris team, but for Ying Zhao. I think more specifically Ying Zhao, because I really like, if I was to put an honorable mention, it would probably be Ying Zhao. And so I wanted her to be as strong as she could be. And
Right.
Luliang allows you to do that because of the wind shred, and she also buffs wind damage. So that's gonna allow Ying Zhao to pop off a little bit more. So
And they also have an alt chain together. Yeah.
Yeah, they have an old.
yeah, the ult chain together as well. Like it's the synergy's there, right? And so
Yeah, the
Yeah.
synergy there.
so that was one of my main reasons for pulling Luliang, and then I actually used her, and I like her gameplay style a lot more than I thought I was going to. For me, it's just it's a lot of fun to use. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with her, but once again, I think she is one of the more niche support. She's like that. She's like, to me, she's like a Mitsuha, you know, like she's specific
Yeah.
to that one team. And
that
so if you're trying to
dedicated
main that
support,
team,
yeah.
so if like you're trying to main that team, then yeah, 100% she's worth the pickup. If you're not trying to main that team, then she's probably a skip for most people.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think she's
So
great.
where are the A ranks in CN? when are we gonna get A ranks?
I'm wondering.
There
I'm
are
wondering.
no A ranks.
Yeah, I was wondering why, because
about
I've seen some in the
about-
story that look like they're A rank capable. Like you can make them A rank mods, and I was wondering why they didn't. But hopefully soon. I heard rumors that they might be coming back, but I don't know.
I
Yeah.
guess we'll...
I heard that like Bastet was like the last A tier they got, and I
Yeah,
was
I mean-
wondering like that should not be good. Like CN is like, I don't know, so many patches ahead, and you want to tell me that all this patch, not a single A tier, was going to be
Yeah.
wrong.
Yep.
Yeah,
There is not a single A
That's-
tier.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's no A tier for just that.
Nah.
yeah.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
hope for the next patch, like the next 2 patches. There's hope.
I heard
There's Cope.
rumors. Yeah, there's Cope.
There's
Yeah.
Cope there,
Yeah, there's
but
hope.
the thing is they transition completely into like, okay, we're gonna make the game around like only having, you know, S ranks and stuff and whatnot, which honestly it's not a new thing to me, because I did play at one point a game that had only 5 stars, for example, and then after that they dropped like a 6-star at some point.
That's crazy.
What?
Yeah, like it was kind of crazy at the time, but it was not a well-known game, and it was only JP related. I was just playing because I was a fan of the actual series and whatnot. But it was fun at the time and whatnot. But yeah, it actually kept going for a while. Honestly, it kept going for like 4 or 5 years. I think it was like pretty respectable
Holy
for a
shit.
game that many.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
pretty. Yeah.
Queen brought up a good point. They said, to be fair, A ranks are useless in the state of the game. S ranks are easy to get and strong without wailing. That's why. What are your thoughts on that?
I will let Nova and Vice say first.
What are your thoughts on that?
Noah, go ahead.
For A tier, I can't really agree with the person that A tiers are completely useless in the game, right? But I can see where the person is coming from, because when S tiers are easy. Plus, if you lose your 50 on precise scan banner, you can still get some of the other precise modifiers, like some of the other radar modifiers that are not on the standard banner. You can still get those modifiers.
Is that
So
somebody's
it's very
phone or
easy to
something? What is that?
Somebody to the ship.
I just sorry. Okay, that was coming from me. Apparently, someone is using a drill. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like somebody's phone on their computer desk and it was vibrating like crazy. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't hearing because of the headset. I just heard it. Yeah, okay.
No,
sorry about
you're
that.
good. You're good. Okay, go ahead, Nova. I was
No,
like, what in the
continue.
world?
Okay, so like S tiers are easy to get, and I see where the person's coming from, but like A tiers still offer, some type of versatility. I feel you can only see that like when you start to have a lot of content that requires you to bring multiple sets of teams into the game, and with the whole condensing thing and rushing stuff, and it's not going to be as easy to get S tiers as it was before. and you have to use multiple teams, then you'd see that okay, you have to use some of your A tiers. Like I didn't even know that Buzembo, the A tier version, was that strong until I saw someone from my guild actually invest in her, and I tested the person's Buzembo out. And when I saw the damage, I was like, an A tier modifier can do this, can actually do this, compete with like a Jinwoo in terms of DPS, right? But like they are easy to get to Omega level, so that's like for your DPSs. So it's a lot easy to throw in investment in them and get results back. But if you were to say, okay, I want to get an Omega Gene, for example, you know how long that would take. You know how much investment that would take. But for an HA, you just go to the recurring dream, buy as much as you want, and you have an Omega level character, and just build a very strong ass A tier unit that you can take into whatever content, do what you need to do, and move on. So yeah, there's that versatility. But yeah, I see where the person's coming from because of how easy it is to get S tiers.
Right. Okay, what about you, Wise?
I kinda agree and kinda don't that A ranks are useless. Some A ranks are really good. I mean, they're not completely useless. You run Hades with Oneroy, and there's also what's his name? Noda. Noda is a really good A rank character as a DPS if you invest him and like give him warps.
Oh
He
yeah,
can clear,
Noada,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, he can clear Hazard Zone in like 15 to 10 seconds if he's like played really well like that. And supporting cast is really good. So I also agree with that A ranks are useless since now most people are using just S rank teams. Like they only have S ranks right now. Gangchen, Luliang, Jinwoo, or like in future it's gonna be Izanami. It's gonna be featured in Izanami and Kuramitsuwa or Hera or whatever you wanna put her. Also, so I kind of agree and I kind of don't, but I don't really mind getting new A rank characters that I can use or to make my other characters do better. Like as a support, like you said, there's no support for physical. An A rank character that's a physical support can come out, and that will be really cool. But I don't think they will do that since it's gonna hurt their revenue.
Right.
Because a lot of people want physical support, and they probably know that. So
They
yeah.
do. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So my whole stance, and it's pretty simple. I don't think A ranks are useless. I think there are some very good A ranks. Heimdall, Enlil, Oneroy, Bastet, Nuada. I think she's a B rank. The first Poseidon you got for starting the game as a healer.
No,
So-
she's A rank.
She is an A rank. Okay.
She's an A-rank.
Yeah, she's an A rank. Okay. So I don't think they're useless. I don't think that's correct. But I personally don't think they do A ranks anymore because it doesn't generate revenue. And
Yeah.
so why waste your time creating and developing a character with skills and kits and animations if it's not going to make you any money? I honestly think it's as simple as that. Is it good for free to play? Of course it's great for free to play players because it gives you a character that you can get very easily and then be able to transcend them very easily and things of that nature, and that's great for free to play. But once again, from a business standpoint, you have to create the character design, you have to create their animations, you have to create their skills, their kit, their ether codes, their sigils, their functors that go associated with them. All these things go into it, and then you're really not getting anything back in return.
Yeah, the new character.
Whereas,
New character comes out and you just go to RD and just max it. That's it. Done.
right,
Complete.
right. Whereas with an S rank, you're getting a return on the investment that you put into it.
Yeah.
And it's worthwhile, right? So I think, in my opinion, they should do a new A rank every now and then. Maybe not every single patch, but I think every now and then would be great because it would keep the free to play players happy, light spenders. You know, if you make an A rank an incredible support for a specific gen zone or for a specific element, and you put it on a banner with an S rank, you know, some people might go for that banner, not just for the S rank, but also for that really good A rank that's in there. and you could make money because you put out 2 other A ranks in there. You might, I can't tell you with the Gung Chen banner how many Apollos I got, and I didn't get any, you know, archaic oath Verdanti, A rank Verdantis. But if A rank Verdanti was like a physical support god that, you know, you wanted to have for your physical team, then you might go a little bit harder for it. It's just like one of those things, another type of balancing thing, but that's just my thought. What about you, Farouk?
Yeah, I completely agree with everything you said, honestly. Like, literally, there's no reason, like, to go for the A rank. Just make an A rank. And on top of that, since they added the 90 PT banner for the S ranks, where you guaranteed it every time, so, like, you know you're gonna get your character you want, as long as you have enough, or, like, maybe you spend a little to get it. So, there's no reason. Like, they want money as well. They did it exactly for that reason, too. There's no reason to go for A ranks. As good as might be for more free-to players and whatnot, but I am behind the idea of like introducing an A rank character here and there, maybe, you know.
Yeah, you
maybe-
know, once
yeah.
like an A rank, you know, every, I don't know, 2 patches or something,
Or maybe
or
make
3
it something
patches.
like an anniversary thing, maybe, you know, so you can have an extra character in there, maybe, I don't know, like not like, yeah, like every 6 months, for example, you know, like half anniversary thing, let's say. But yeah, I'm completely behind that. I do agree with everything you said on that one, but I don't expect to see any A ranks moving forward. Yeah, only S ranks, honestly.
Yeah, I'm hoping the rumors about an A rank for, I'm assuming we're heading to Nile for the Nile Gen Zone. I'm hoping that the rumors for an A rank there is going to be the case, because that would be, I think that would be cool. I once again, every now and again you give us an A rank, I think that would keep people happy, and then you give us a very hype S rank character that people have been waiting for. I think overall the community would be happy with that, and I don't think it would be too much on the devs to do to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Pretty
should
much.
make an A rank that buffs, you know.
Yeah, of course this guy wants that.
That, of course, yeah.
But on a honest note, an A rank, think about it, if they come out with an A rank that buffs a gen zone, you know, much like Gung Chen buffs the Tianwan gen zone, like if you have an A rank that buffs a gen zone, whether it's Yggdrasil, Olympus, Shino for Wise, you know, I think Wise would go nuts for that, right? And I could see more people,
Of course.
I could see more people being very much like Wise, where if there's an A rank that buffs a gen zone specifically, you know, they might go a little bit harder on that banner to get, you know, that character, maybe whatever S rank's on there, right? So I think that would be a good idea. Once again, if you make the A rank, just make the A rank really good, worth people wanting to go
Yeah.
for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be good. Or, you know, if you want to, like, you know, I don't know, maybe that's too generous. I was gonna say give the A rank for free, like in an event or something, to keep the community happy, but I don't know if that's
Well,
too generous.
They did give an
They did
S.
that for every character, right? A rank that came out. They did that for everyone.
Oh, they did, didn't they? See, we haven't had an A rank in so long. They did do
Yeah.
that, didn't they?
No, they did give an S selector in the CN now. So
Well, yeah. I think they could do an A rank
Also-
selector.
We're gonna get like in PG as Poseidon as a prize, I think, like for clearing in PG. Like punishing past badges. I don't know which one was it. Yeah.
Or-
in the past grudges, yeah.
Or like Perilous Chasm would be that would be a nice reward
Yeah, they need to make better rewards for that.
for
but
Perilous
Yeah.
Chasm. Yeah, this is not even worth going for.
This is
Yeah.
not worth it at all. Like, what the hell am I fighting for?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like
Right.
2 runs for
I understand
stage.
like not having premium currency in here because not everybody's gonna want to do this, but bro, you got to put some reconstructors in here. You got to put
Yeah.
some warps. You got to put something in here. Put some of the Hazard Zone cleaning materials in here that you can get in the shop.
That's a good one.
Because there's nowhere else you can
yeah.
get that material except Hazard Zone cleaning. And you're telling me I have to wait 3 days to be able to get more of that material? I can't get it anywhere else. Why don't just put it in
Yeah.
Perilous Chasm? Give me...
And it's like, what's the reset for these? 21 days, 23 days, something like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, something like that.
So I think one every 23 days won't be a bad decision for them.
I think
so
it
that's
would balance it out, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. You put some reconstructors, you put the, what is it called? What is this material called? Obsidian precipitation and some variant obsidians in there. Yeah, throw those in there.
Yeah, would be
Why did
really
they make
nice.
it only veteran zone though? Like, that's unfair. And you only get like 20 per run. You get like 20 or 25 per run.
Yeah, you just don't get enough. Prime example, Bleep just said it in the chat. Prime example, this is the worst feeling in the world. I have 630 of these. I completed my hazard zone cleaning to get. I am 20 away from getting the last nibble I need for my Luliang. I have to wait 3 days in order to be able to get this.
Ouch.
Bro, I'm like, are you kidding me? And I literally cannot get this anywhere else. So I have to physically wait for it, and that's just the worst feeling.
Yeah.
And they make it like 16 per each level of functor you're going to use. Like, why? Why so expensive?
No. Talking about that. You know what's the worst thing? And you guys let me know what you think about this. For a sigil, I don't know why they do this. For a sigil, I can't even show it on her. For a sigil, why do you have to, if you want to make it specific to that, why do you have to reconstruct it to the gen zone and then clarify it to the specific modifier? Why can't you just clarify it to, it takes 20 reconstructors anyways. Why can't you just clarify? Why do you have to put it to the gen zone and then clarify it?
Yeah,
that's a weird step. That's a weird step in the middle.
Isn't that just like a unnecessary extra step for no reason?
That's actually unnecessary. What the fuck?
It's you gotta do the gen zone reconstruction, which who knows how long how many you spend there. You can spend, you could spend 1 or you can spend 20 just to gen zone it, just depending on your RNG luck. Yeah. And then you can spend an additional 20 to clarify it before you can even limit break it.
Like it's so bad. That's so bad.
It's not like we get enough reconstructors as it is.
Exactly. And you can't farm those materials. You can't just drop sigils and collect the materials in in the supply zone. Like you can't get those in the supply zone. You have to play certain content to get those, and those contents are like weekly or per 3 days, per 4 days, and then you come and you have to spend so much just for one sigil, not even one character, one sigil, just a sigil slot. Like that's too expensive. Like that's very expensive.
No, yeah. I mean, that's my thoughts. I don't know. That was a weird tangent I went on. My bad, guys.
No, it's all good. No, it's like it's something to bring up. Yeah. I completely agree with the Perilous Chasm. Like the Perilous Chasm is supposed to be like a quite difficult content, especially 5 and 6, and the rewards they give is like nothing really. And many people cannot do 6 right now, right? So like, it doesn't make from a whale's perspective a very good sense, because like people who spend money and stuff, like they get nothing by just spending, and doing the harder content in the game.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think Perilous Chasm needs better rewards to incentivize people to do it. Like I love the hard content, but once again, I don't have a reason to come in here and do it. There's no reason to do it. And then I wish there would be, once again, in like Perilous Chasm 6, like the Odin boss fight or something similar to that effect. Like that would be sick. And give give them the same amount of health bars, but with like the parry mechanic and stuff like that. I think that would be sick.
I love the interaction between Queen and Further right now. It's like, I cry every time.
Well, because what Queen said makes sense. Like you can definitely abuse that system 100%, but then like eventually you're gonna run out of that material, the forging material to keep switching back and forth. And because I have a plethora. Like if I wanted to simply just switch this, I certainly can. I have a plethora of the forge materials to be able to do it. But eventually, if you keep doing this, you're gonna run out at some point.
Right.
So it's like then you're back to, you don't have any of the forge materials, you don't have any of the reconstructors.
Now you
it's
have to farm.
yeah, 700
Okay, so
T3
what do
soul.
you
Yeah.
what do you guys think about dimension variable? Do you like that mode?
I like the
I'm a
mode.
serious problem with that mode.
I like the mode, but
Oh,
they
oh.
need to have more modifiers in here. They the fact that I'm limited to just these modifiers is I think a travesty. It makes the game mode not as fun as it can be.
I love this mode. I started streaming because of this mode. I just wanted to play this all long.
I love this mode too.
In the first season I was ranked 1 and I got dethroned off like at the end, so that's kind of bad. But like that made me want to play this more. So I play this like religiously after completing the pass 40 level till I get like last time it took me 1 day to actually max the DV pass. So yeah,
Yeah.
I play this. I love this mode a lot.
I really like this mode as well. I like it as much that I did it for other people's as well.
Right.
So, yeah,
Same. Actually, I did the same too.
people were like asking now, "Yo, can someone do the DV?" I'm like, you know what? I want to stream some more. Let's do some DVs for other people, you know. And on the same time, like I was doing the DV and I put like some people on top tens and one of them like, there you go.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's
I love the DV mode because it can make your modifiers like you can do some nutty stuff with them that you normally
Yeah.
couldn't do. And then you could do like fun solo runs with them and do some crazy stuff. So like DV, it's a great mode in my opinion. But like I said, I think it lacks in mods. I think you should be able to use like the cast of mods that you have to be able to
Right.
experience some nutty stuff with them. But then also people were saying in the chat, and I agree, the rewards. Once again, I don't think they give great rewards. Like the Gen Zone standard 5-star functors, I think is great. But once again, I think there could be reconstructors in here. I think they could put warps in here. Stuff that I think we actually need. I think
I'll mention it to the team. I'll tell them.
I was actually gonna link this whole live stream to one of my connections over over at YoStar or Youngshi.
Nice.
I'll link that too.
I was gonna link it to them because I think what we're discussing here today are things that will benefit this game and
Mm,
real feedback that I think they need to hear, because I think everybody has had great suggestions and great feedback and great constructive criticism.
yeah.
Plus the chat
Yeah,
has
yeah.
been great, you know, voicing their opinion in the chat. So I was literally gonna link this live stream to them if they haven't seen it already or see it.
Yeah.
I was gonna link it directly to them and be like, listen, I think this is what people want, and I think this is what people want to see moving forward to be able to benefit
Yeah.
this game.
Bleep Blue said enchant pity.
No, for
funny,
real. For real, there needs to be an enchant pity. You know what? The enchants, I mean, as egregious as it can be sometimes, it's not the worst thing in the world, because, and the reason I only say that is because you can actually farm those enchants. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's not the most terrible thing in the world. Whereas with like reconstructors and warps, you're physically locked behind time. You can't
Yeah.
do
can't do
anything
anything
about
about
it.
Yeah.
I was going to say something about the enchants too. Like the enchants aren't that bad in the sense that you can always farm for them. And if you're trying to like, I don't know, maybe it's just my account because I've not really had like terrible RNG in the sense whereby maybe I'm trying to go for crit rate and crit damage and attack, and I'll do so much and I will not get crit rate. Like so, I usually get mine in like between 1 to 3 enchants for a sigil. So I don't usually spend so much. So I basically have enchanted almost all modifiers that I have built. So I don't know, maybe it's my account. Because again, it's RNG. Someone can get screwed over and use like 20 to 30 tickets and not still get the desired results that they want. But I feel because you can farm it, if you also get like maybe you get attack and HP, you can lock the attack and HP, and then later you can come back and try to get it to be attack and crit damage. You don't necessarily need to get it to be crit rate and crit damage, attack and win damage. You can just get one, and then later you can come back and get the other one. although it costs you more, but I feel like it's better than just having the enchant slot bare. So it's not really a bad system. Like it's okay the way it is for me though.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, and I see what Chad is saying as well. They really want an enchant pity, and trust me, listen, I'm all for an enchant pity as well. I'm just saying is, in my personal opinion, it's not as egregious as reconstructors and warps, and the only reason why I say that is because with reconstructors and warps, first and foremost, you usually can only get them in one spot outside of an event, and then two, you're physically locked behind time with it. Now they're saying swigs, you're locked behind swigs when it comes to enchants, and that's 100% true. But I will say, just to combat that, is that you do on most occasions get coolants a lot more frequently. Not only that, they do usually have a plethora of areas where you can get enchants, so you can usually farm up a lot of enchants, and it usually doesn't become an issue. But I think the way I would probably settle this, in my opinion, is to have an enchant pity. I think that would be a nice quality of life. And then maybe after, like, I don't know, you guys can let me know, maybe after like 20 or 30 enchants, gold enchants that you use, you hit a pity, and then you can like select the one that you're looking for. I don't know if that's too OP, or like after 50 enchants or something, you can then select, like, you know, I want the crit rate.
After 1,000.
After 1,000?
Yeah.
2,000?
Team, my man is trying to have people work around here.
Oh, wow.
Look at the chat. Look at the chat. I sent you how my enchants went in 250.
Yeah, Queen, if your friend spent $400 on one enchant, that was their first mistake right there. They shouldn't have done that. So if they did that and then got frustrated, that's, for me, that's a personal problem. They shouldn't have done that in the first place. They should just have been content with what they had and moved on. It's not that serious. Ether Gazer doesn't need you to have the most min-maxy enchants in the world. They should never have done that. But that's my opinion on it.
I think 250 gold enchants is the right one. Like the Bleep Bloop said, 250 gold enchants get one pity. I think that's respectful.
That sounds reasonable.
That's balanced. Yeah.
That's reasonable.
Well,
That's a lot, but that's reasonable. Because
yeah, it's still a lot, but still, at least you have it, and it's in a reasonable,
yeah,
closer.
they were competitive.
Like I told you, they milled for a single second to get on leaderboard.
I mean, I understand being competitive, but then there's a fine line between being competitive and then being reasonable and having sense when it comes, like, I mean, there's competitive and then there's $400 on a single enchant. I mean, to me that goes beyond competitive. That's now obsessive on one singular thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, that I feel that's way too much. That's a lot.
Enchantment matter a lot in the leaderboard. Is it $400 worth, and then frustration, and then quitting the game altogether worth? I mean, he spent 10K in the game, so he wasn't a big deal. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I mean, to each their own.
In the end of the day, yeah, like everyone can do whatever
they want to do.
Money. Yeah, with their own money, like it's their own thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Please
if
support
they're
the game.
okay with that.
Yeah, thank you for
keep
that.
spending as much as you want. Support the game. Keep the game alive.
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, but if it's gonna lead you to be frustrated and then want to quit the game, I think that's unhealthy, right? You could be competitive and you can want to get the best on the leaderboards, but if it's gonna be a net negative on your outlook on the game and your enjoyment for it, then
Yeah, that's true.
maybe you shouldn't do that.
Well, I know a person who spent like 10K enchants to get one extra, like, I think it's one enchant that he needs for his health to be maxed out, and he has spent like 10K already, like the enchant material, and it's not coming.
Yeah, right. No, that's insane. But listen, I'm glad we had this conversation because I never thought of an enchant pity. But then once again, I'm not one of those super competitive. I have to have #1 on the leaderboards in order to be happy in this game. So an enchant pity, yeah, 100%. I'm for that.
Yeah.
I'm down with an
Yeah.
enchant pity. I think that would be a
for
good
sure.
idea.
100%.
I never even thought about that until it was just spoke about now.
And
And
that's the
that's why
cool
doing
thing.
it live was the best thing. Like, so you chat can also like give their opinion about what needs to be done, what should be added, what's wrong, what's not okay. I think that's pretty good. That's why I'm glad that you did it live.
Well,
I think.
yeah, I asked chat.
Yeah.
I asked chat if they wanted it to be live or if they wanted it to be in like a video format, and then I upload it, and they said live, and I think it's a good idea as well, because once again you get their feedbacks and their opinions, because they may come up with something that we didn't think about, and
Yeah.
and they
I
can
think
be included.
just by that, like the enchant pity and stuff, which we never actually talked about, even with the previous streams we did with Further, and having it live as well and going back and forth. I already feel like this Geyser cast is already successful, like in a way.
Oh yeah, I
So,
think
yeah.
so. Okay, was there? We're at the 2-hour 15 mark.
Yeah.
Is there
Already? Holy shit.
I know it flew by. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to discuss or talk about before we hop out?
I'm already, pretty much done on my end. Nothing else to ask. We kind of did go over everything. So yeah, good with me.
Okay. Nova, wise, anything?
We need more
regarding the-
background changes, like on the home screen. We need more of those. Like,
Do-
not as a gacha, but like being able to just change it freely.
Do they
Oh,
have
yeah,
any
the home
additional ones
screen.
on CN?
They don't.
I don't
Like,
think
they're
it's not
locked to
the-
skins.
Mhm.
Oh wait, they have on the skin, but it's locked to skins.
Yeah, like Kotachi
Oh.
has the nurse one. Oster
Yeah.
has
Oh.
the street one. Yeah, they are locked to
Wait.
the skins.
Wait. Hold on. You said Kotachi has a nurse skin.
Wait, you don't know that?
You
skin?
haven't seen
Holy
it?
shit. Oh my god.
All right. I'm gonna head to YouTube real quick.
He was showing it. He was showing it on his live stream earlier.
Yeah. I was showing it to my friend. He's like a really big Kodachi fan, and then Kodachi started walking towards this, like crawling towards the screen, and he lost it.
Well,
That's funny.
Oh,
Yeah, I agree
wow.
that background. Yeah, they need to have more backgrounds. I think that would be cool. I'm down for
Yeah,
that.
that's him. That's
that
stealth.
will-
That's
that
stealth
will-
guy. He's the Kodachi sim.
Oh, he's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gage
Wise
like that.
blessed me. Yeah, they got blessed today. That's funny. Okay. Anything else?
I was gonna ask about the 90 PT. Is it really worth it? Like introducing the 90 PT system.
100%.
like it's the same thing as Tower of Fantasy, because you get to the 70, if you get the character or not, then you go to the 90. Then I think in Tower of Fantasy you can then go to the shop and then buy the character once you hit that. That's, I think it's 120. But like
Yeah.
here, I feel like the 70 PT, right? It's not bad, right? Like if you lose and then you have to. But then you have to go to the next 70 PT. So people might look at it like it's a whole lot easier to get what you want. But do you think that affects the game negatively, like revenue-wise, or do you think that it's a positive outlook for the game itself?
I think overall it's a net positive, and
Yeah.
and the
I
reason
think so,
why the reason why I say that is because it's a net positive for free to play players and light spenders, because they have 90 guaranteed that they know that they can get, where the 50-50 with the 70, I can't tell you how many 50-50s I've lost recently, and then you got to do another 70 to guarantee it if you're not lucky beforehand. So for free to play players and light spenders, it's a net positive for them, because even if they get an S rank that's not the up drop rate, the limited one, then they still have that pity to go to the 90 to get it. So overall, that's a net positive. It's also, if I'm not mistaken, the same drop rate percentage as the 50-50. Once again, correct me if I'm wrong. So for that reason alone, there's no reason not to do the 90-90. or 90 the 90 pity in my opinion. But then for individuals more like you know, dolphins or whales that want to maybe double S or triple S, that's more incentive for them to do more pulls and pay, because they have that 90 pity, and it's more of a guarantee to be able to double S and triple S without having to spend as many pulls. And I think it's a good light for the game, because not many gacha games has a low guaranteed pity like that. It's usually a 50-50, or it's usually like a 120 or 180 or 160, something like that. So I think all around it's a good thing in my opinion.
Yeah, all around it's a good thing. I agree. And the thing is, another thing is like, yeah, you need to make sure that you're gonna go for the character you want and how much you want to go for it, because it doesn't carry over. But at the same time, if you lose the 50-50 on that one, you don't lose the count, so you can still get the character you want plus extra. So yeah. So you know, you just go until you get it. If you get it early, even better. If you don't get it early and get a new character or like more characters, then you just continue from where you were and you just get your character.
I see.
Right,
I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but I cannot confirm it. It's carryover. Okay, I didn't know it carries over.
Yeah, I was gonna say
every
it carries over.
Yeah, every time I actually pulled, I got the character, so I was back to 0. So you know, like I never knew if it carried over or not.
Yeah, that's
So,
that's another thing that I didn't mention. It also carries over, so that's another benefit positive to it.
Yeah, my bad on that one. I wasn't aware actually. All right.
Wise, did you want to add to that, or did we lose Wise? He went to the Cooney nurse skin real quick.
No, my Wi-Fi died again.
What do you think about the 90 pity?
I will sound so robotic.
No, you
'cause
sound
my
good.
Wi-Fi died.
You
Oh,
sound
I
good.
do? Okay,
Yeah,
that's
you
good.
sound
That's
solid.
good. Well, I think it's really good. I like that. Even if I lose, I really don't mind. So I think it's really good for spenders, like you said, low spenders. I completely agree with what all of you said. So yeah, it's a really good addition to the current gacha system that we have. It's a really, like, it's not a lot of pulls that you have to do like extra. Like it's just 90 from 70 to 90. That's just 2 multis. And that's
Right.
just 4,000 stars. So that's not a lot. I can see more people gravitating towards that other than like going for the 70 and go full gambler.
Right.
I mean, so yeah, I think it's that there.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. All right. Yeah, I think that was everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream. I think overall this was a great episode 1 to the. Did we come up with the name? Is it Ethercast, Gazercast? Do we have something else that we want to call it?
Okay, either way. So yeah, I don't know. Like, it both sound good to me. We can put it as a poll for the chat to vote, maybe.
Maybe. Do you guys have a different name? Or
Chinocast.
Sinocast?
Shino Gangcast?
Why?
Shino Gangcast. Well,
I love Gazer.
the Gazer
Yeah,
cast.
you can do a poll.
Queen in
Yeah,
the
you
chat.
can do a poll. I think Gazer.
Yeah.
Can I do? Hold on. Can I do a poll real quick?
You guys.
Queens.
Hold on. So the two that we're thinking is. I'm not doing the Shino one. The Gazer cast. The Gazer cast or or the Ether cast.
Gazer cast. Queen in the chat sent me like my heart to all the way to the head.
Alright, I'm gonna start a poll. Hey, Nonstop Dre, thank you for the members. 42 months. Jeez. I appreciate that, Dre. Thank you.
That's crazy.
Did Ether Gazer officially sponsor you yet? No, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think they have made the revenue to sponsor yet.
If you all guys keep tuning in for the Ether Gazer, whatever we call it, cast, and it keeps like, you know, going up, maybe we can finally have people like notice us, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
You know how those things work.
We got 9 votes in. Looks like the Gazer cast is winning. The Gazing cast, maybe the Gazing cast. I don't know.
The Gazing cast is not bad.
What in the world?
No.
I mean, that sounds kind of fun. I don't lie.
The Gazing cast. The alt chain cast. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
The old skin.
We'll figure it out. And we'll see. Maybe we'll probably keep it the Gazer cast. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Honestly,
Probably
like we started
Yeah,
with it, might as
that
well,
sounds-
you know, continue with it as well. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead.
Yeah,
And once
yeah.
again, I think this was very successful. I think we hit on a lot of good topics and had very good discussions. We're gonna go ahead and end it there. But before I do, I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and sign off and shout yourselves out again. Nova, if you want to go ahead and start, and then we'll end the stream. Also, if you guys want to, after the stream, stay on the call. I just want to talk about a few other things. But yeah, Nova, if you want to go ahead and start.
All right. So, Nova Nexus on YouTube, on Discord also, and on Twitch. Sorry, on Twitch is 2024. Again, Aether Gazer content creator. Like I said, we all have to come together to make this game a great game and a successful game. So yeah, love chatting with you guys from the chat, and I love also chatting with my fellow content creators on Aether Gazer. See you guys.
Perfect. Wise, you want to go ahead?
What is up, FPG fam? It's Wise. So I stream on YouTube around the reset time. So if you can join, it would be really fun. I use a VTuber model, and yeah, that's it. I mean, I'm really happy to be here, and I might be lagging a lot because my Wi-Fi died again.
And Wise
yeah,
curses like a
thank you for
sailor as
having
well.
me
Just
here,
keep that in mind.
FPG. It just happens. Okay, I rage a lot.
Nah, I like it. All right, Froke, you want to go ahead?
Alright, thank you for bringing me here. Yeah,
All right. And as
Brooks,
for
go
me,
ahead.
yeah, as for me, I've been here before. Thank you very much for tuning in again and, you know, being with us over here. Frokenok on YouTube, tweets, or on Twitter or Discord. You can find me with that name. Feel free, you know, to say hi in streams and stuff. Mainly Ether Gazer for content on stream, but I do play other games as well. But that will be it for me. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.
All right, perfect. And with that being said, thank you guys for joining me. I do truly appreciate it. Everybody in the chat, I know I wasn't able to acknowledge everybody like I normally do, but you guys, you know, you're appreciated. Thank you for almost the 60 likes. You guys were amazing. Thank you for interacting with the discussions as well, giving your thoughts and opinions on what we were talking about. Once again, I'm thinking about going ahead and directly linking, you know, who I talked to for Yosar and Youngshi for Aether Gazer to them so they can see this and maybe get some feedback. So overall, great episode 1. Episode 2, we're going to come out with, I'm not too sure. I'll give you guys a time frame. I want there to be a lot of things to talk about and discuss. So we'll probably wait for there to be more information and more things to go over. So that way we can have another great episode too. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.